Yes, people. Welcome to LRFC. Welcome to Let's Talk LFC episode 46. So we're going to be talking about today, um, obviously the football crimes, which is Man City, Chelsea, Everton, and Tottenham now that's involved. We had to bring in because Tottenham got involved for some reason. And we're going to be talking about FSG Klopp and the players we bought. And then we're going to end it with a Manchester City game from a Liverpool point of view. I will be doing the preview tomorrow. Hopefully, I could get Man City fans on here so we could discuss it as well around the same time, around 10 o'clock. So please tune in. Let me bring in the guys. What's going on, Mr. Haas? Harley?
How are we, lad? How are we? I'm very happy to be back. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Hey, listen, we had to sort some stuff out, and now we did. We're gonna do this on a regular basis. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. We're gonna have an adventure. Trust me. Let's bring in Noura Beats. Come on, Mohammed. What's going on, brother? Look at the shirts behind you as well. Moving up in the world, yes. Leaving us behind. Hey, I like that. Oh, you got this season's ones. Oh, is it Sadio Mane? Yeah, okay. Can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. Is it me?
Oh God,
Yeah, no, I can't see that. I thought you could hear him.
I was on mute.
Oh God, no, oh God. It was on mute.
I hate when
you
that happens, you know that. Yeah, man. I've got the shirt, some of the old ones, some of the classics, some of the nicer ones that I liked. So yeah.
Let
me have a look at that. Is that the yellow? Yeah, I like that one.
That the white and the green one. I really like that. It reminds me of like a few seasons back, during the Jamie Redknapp days. That's what it reminds me of. We had a kit similar to that. I remember Robbie Fowler at Old Trafford.
I honestly didn't really like her at first, but it's starting to grow on me now.
Yeah.
I looked at it and just thought, this looks like it's from Minecraft. It's a bit crap. And then I seen the players wear it, and I was like, okay, this isn't that crap.
Yeah.
I do really like the purple one though, like the and the home kit's obviously stunning as well.
Yeah,
looks good, man.
But the green and white one's growing on me now, to be fair. So
it just takes time, innit? Sometimes, like from the distance, it looks pretty bad, and then eventually you just get used to it. That's what it is.
Honestly, though, when we've got the handsome men like Virgil van Dijk rocking about on the pitch, like, that man could wear a bin bag and he'd probably still look good. I mean, that's a bit of a sus comment, like, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But it's true, isn't it?
It's true.
Let's bring in Anton. What's going on?
That's
right. We just started. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Obviously, I already discussed what we're going to be doing today. We're going to talk about football crimes, which is Manchester City, Chelsea, Everton, and Tottenham that's just been thrown in as well. Guys, Everton getting deducted 10 points. I'll start with you, Newbies. What do you think of that? Like, compared to what we saw Chelsea and Man City are going through. Like, we know, like, they're already in court fighting in some cases.
Yeah, it's the classic, isn't it? Like, the poorer you are, the easier the law.
Easier target.
Yeah, the easier target you are, and the harsher the lawmakers are on you. So, what's happening there is absolutely showing some sort of hypocrisy. But I'm not saying they don't deserve to be docked at 10 points.
Yeah.
But what everyone is calling for is the fair application of the rules. And if Man City and Chelsea have been absolutely taking the mickey with regards to what they've been doing, 115 charges compared to one charge here, then you would expect, like, your logic should tell you that Man City should be punished, like, I don't know, 100 times more than Everton. But I mean, I'm happy that Everton is getting docked, and it's just like it's funny with their fans. However, it's not. I'm not happy when it's not fair, and I don't think it's fair for them to be docked and Chelsea to get away with spending $1 billion in one season, and Man City to obviously been doing it since 2008. So if the rules have come in and they're not being applied fairly, and Everton's statement at the end was like they're looking as well to see what they do about Man City. So it can be funny, but at the same time, you always want to be fair to other clubs, and I want to see justice overall in it. Justice to be done. Let's see what happens. I doubt it will be done because obviously the more money you have, the more you can blur the lines. So it is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see.
So Harley, obviously you're a local guy. What are they thinking up there, mate? Like in regards to like Everton getting deducted 10 points. I know like some people, some Liverpool fans are not happy with it because it's their local rivals and they don't want to get relegated. But in general, do they deserve it more than everybody else, or did the Premier League just jumped over to the smaller club? It's not. If you look at history, Everton are bigger than the other two, Chelsea and Man City. If people don't know, check out the leagues and all that stuff and the cups. But yeah, Harley, what do you think of it? Like, what do they think of it down there in regards to Everton? Is it unfair the way they're getting treated compared to like, Man City and Chelsea as well?
It's a case of like, I'm just gonna put this out there before we start. Like, I think it's amazing, like how Everton, like they are the funniest club in the world. I think they are the only football club who could cheat and not actually get better because of it. That's the most Everton thing in the world, and I absolutely love it. In terms of how Everton supporters are reacting, obviously, being from the city, I'm surrounded by Everton supporters. I've got friends who season ticket holders who are lifelong supporters, you name it. The vast majority of them, I've even got an Evertonian granddad. The vast majority of them are saying that it's unfair and they agree that they've breached a rule or some rules, but they feel that their punishment is too harsh. Personally, how I feel about it is the only basis that you really have, in my opinion, from my understanding of the situation, to say that they've been hard done by is the fact that Chelsea and City and other teams like that haven't been punished. But for me, I'm hoping it starts to set a precedent that, as cliche as it might be, cheaters don't prosper. But we might be being a bit optimistic if we think they're going to turn around next and argue and go for Chelsea and go for especially City, because the reality is they've got world-class lawyers and they've cooked the books to perfection and they're run much better than Everton, who were a mess from top to bottom. And half the reason they've been docked these points is because of, they've kind of cheated, but it's also gross mismanagement at the same time. That's how they've got themselves in this situation in the first place. So maybe it's optimistic to assume that Man City and Chelsea will be investigated and punished. But in terms of, like, from looking at it from an unbiased point of view, it's you start to think maybe it is a little bit unfair that they've been punished and others haven't. But at the same time, like, the club's brought it on themselves, really, haven't they? I feel like it's been a long time coming, and it sends them 10 points goals to the relegation as well. So if you can't enjoy that as a Liverpool fan,
14 to 4 they got,
what can you enjoy? So most Everton fans feel it's unfair. Most Liverpool fans are winding them up about it. They're printing off all sorts of, they're planning a massive protest for the game on Sunday, where they're going to boo the Premier League anthem. That's just your average day at Goodison Park, really.
That's what I was going to come to next. But Anton, what do you think about it, mate? Like, sorry, Harley, I'm going to come to the Premier League next. After this one. What do you think of that? Like Everton's charge?
It's a shame, you know. I'm the opposite with Everton. Even though they were our rivals, they're like our brothers still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, Liverpool, in that part of Liverpool, it's like one family, because it's like half and half for the families. You know what I'm saying? It's not one-sided. You know what I'm saying? They're slightly our brothers. You know what I'm saying? Annoying little brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that part, I'm like, you know what? I feel sorry for him a little bit, you know. Other side, like F him, but the other side of me, like, you know what? I'm sorry, what's happened to you? But yeah, you got these Chelsea and these City beep people. Yeah,
And Tottenham has been thrown in there recently as well.
What's actually happened with Tottenham? Are we going to get onto that? Because I don't have a scoop on what's going on. This is the first I've heard.
Well, I haven't heard the full story, but they're going to be charged as well, apparently, for it's about the transfers, like overspending. Yeah. That's what it's for, and I'm assuming Tottenham is the same as well. So this is what they're going to be looking at Tottenham as well. So I'm just hoping we don't jump into that. You know what I mean? But FSG don't spend, so we're okay.
No.
I mean, so we're okay. What I want to get to, guys, Anton, is I've asked this question obviously yesterday's stream with Uncle Rods, and I've done a stream today this afternoon around 2:30 as I always do. If these things are happening around the Premier League and the Premier League don't find it out, it takes a hacker or someone along those lines to find it out. What do you guys think about this, Anton? Like, why does it have to take a hacker to find out? And not only that, if the hacker didn't find out, what would the Premier League done, man? I mean, would they just ignore it?
Cover it up. It's the biggest league in the world, man. It gets pumped most money in the whole world when it comes to football and entertainment, man. Of course they would have covered it up because there's someone outside their ring. They're like, oh shit, we're gonna have to act on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's absolutely terrible. It's embarrassing from the Premier League. They've got to act. They've got to act properly, man. If they're gonna do one, you got to take them all. Then you know what I'm saying? And then fire certain people on their books, on the Premier League's books, mate. You know, I'll turn it all around, man. I'll change it all around, especially the refs as well. In my eyes.
What about you, Harley? What do you think of that? Like the Premier League not finding out about these clubs, these things are happening behind the scenes. It took a hacker to find out. First of all, Man City's, Man City's database.
It doesn't surprise me at all. See, the thing is, even if they get bits of information up, at the end of the day, Manchester City, as well as Liverpool, but obviously we haven't qualified for this year's Champions League, but us and City are the two teams that basically have represented the Premier League in Europe the best over the past 5 or 6 years. So I know Chelsea have won a Europa League. I know Arsenal have been there and thereabouts in the Europa. United got to a final. But ultimately, in terms of Champions League, I know Spurs got to the final as well. But in terms of being able to get to quarter-final, semi-final, final, even winner of the Champions League over the 5-6 years, it's been us and it's been City. So for them to find dirt on their best team, and the team that's basically been running the Premier League for the last, they've been winning it most years. I know we've been extremely unlucky to not take it off them several times, but at the end of the day, they've won the last 5 and 6, and that's a fact. That would bring the league into great disrepute. If you just look at, for example, go back into a couple of years to the Juventus thing, the whole thing with the Serie A. Another example, Rangers in the Scottish Prem ended up getting liquidated because of debts and because of cheating, basically. There's all sorts of, that brings your league into disrepute. And the Premier League is, well, I was going to say arguably, it's almost certainly the most reputable and most competitive league in world football. I think that's fair to say in terms of how strong the teams are from top to bottom. And for that to be put into disrepute and for it to come out, well, the team that's been winning, it's been cheating the whole time, then that just brings the entire competition into disrepute.
It's embarrassing on them, and because of that, I think they're dragging their feet. They know there's been foul play.
I got a feeling they're gonna get away with it. I don't know about you, Anton,
Harley. I got a feeling too.
What about you, Nurbi?
They're like that last little nugget of poo that you just can't flush, mate. They'll always get away with it. They're like cockroaches, lad. They'll always get away with it.
Yeah. I've got a feeling like we're in so much trouble, everybody's going to get with it. I think Everton are going to appeal. But Nurbi, what do you think of it, brother? Like the Premier League, like on their watch, these things have been happening. On their watch, obviously, it took a hacker to find out about what's going on at City to open the kind of worms that we're looking at right now.
Yeah. No, you know what? To be honest, I would, if I was to have a educated guess, that the Premier League probably knew about it before the hacker even released the
Of
document.
course.
But it's all about plausible deniability. So they'll deny it because we haven't really seen the evidence.
Perfect word, bro.
Yeah, so they'll just turn a blind eye because, as Has said, it opens up a can of worms that I don't think they want to deal with, and to enforce the laws that they've put in place would actually cause a lot more chaos and bring about more questioning.
Good.
What happens to those leagues that they've won? What happens to the like all of these things will come up eventually, and then it'll be harder to answer. So for them, it's easier to bury their heads in the sand, ignore it, and hopefully everybody forgets about it. But obviously, the reason why they're going so hard this time against Everton is because of what Gary Neville's been championing and pushing is this independent regulator. And
they don't want it. They don't want it.
They don't want that, exactly. So what they're trying to do,
if that person comes in, go and carry on the way.
Exactly. So they don't want that. As you were saying, if that person does come in, then they lose a bit of power and how things operate. The Premier League, and credibility, and the Premier League teams, obviously those, especially on top, wouldn't want that to happen because then everything has to be above water, and so it's actually causing. So they're just trying to act tough now, but I believe that it will be dragged. It will be dragged so long that everybody just will tend to forget, and they'll probably get like a fine in the background. 15, 20, 30, 40 million, or even a couple of transfer bans or something like that.
Just
where, so where they can still, and it'll be probably suspended, so they'll have like 2 transfer windows to get in as many players as they can before it gets enforced. And so it'll be something stupid like that. Chelsea's same thing with Chelsea. Abramovich just came out that he's been paying agents and whatever undercover, like through other sorts of subsidiaries. So
I had a feeling that was happening, but is that actually true? Is that actually come out now?
It's come out. Like that's what Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea self-reported it when they found out. Like the new ownership found out.
The new ownership did it.
That they found out that he was doing that. Apparently they exactly.
But it's amazing. Don't you guys think it's amazing? Like as soon as they came in, they got rid of everyone. There was no one left behind. You know that the ones with the old regime. Whoever's with Abramovich, they got rid of all of them. So there's nothing gonna stick on them. So it's a smart move.
They knew about the books before he came. They was like, let's just get rid of these people quickly here. So I will tell them about it. So look, see, we're good people. Lies.
Exactly. But I just think the Premier League needs to be looked at. I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care about Everton. I don't care about Manchester City. I don't care about all these teams. It's the Premier League that needs to be looked at, in my opinion. This is happening in their watch. And I remember, Anton, when we first, like me and Anton knew each other way before the Premier League. When the Premier League came in, they said it's going to be a fair playing field. Has it been fair playing field when these things are coming out? I don't think so. So it's even worse. So there's a lot of things.
All the Premier League has done since its introduction has enabled the monopolisation and the commercialisation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone. Oh. Okay. Yeah. But you're back. Can you hear us? Can't hear you. Yeah. We can't hear you. Guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, yeah.
We can't hear Haz. But just the Premier League needs to be looked at. Haz, sort your audio out. We can't hear you, brother. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, we're gonna end it there with that one because I don't want to keep going further on it because I discussed that yesterday with Uncle Rods.
But you know what? First, you know what? Even if things don't get found out, I think I want the whole Premier League, all the rest of the teams, all the rest of the clubs, right? Like, other than the 2 that we're talking about, I want all the teams to make a song every time you play them. You're a cheat and all the ones. I want them to do all song, all of them. So all the things they've won is just like, you want it by cheating. I hope someone comes up with a song and they all sing together when we play these teams. Every time we play them, it comes up all the time. every time someone has a debate about it, it comes up. They can never hide their face.
Exactly.
The league, like, it's just been exposed in my opinion.
So you see someone wearing the shirt, you say, "Bro, you're cheating." What? You know, I went to go.
Do you remember when they tried to put asterisks next to our title? Nah, bro, they need to have 5, 6 asterisks. How many have they won? However they've won, they need to have asterisks all over it. Like, say, these guys have been cheating.
This is criminals. Just call them criminals, bro. Criminals. That's what they are.
Yeah, bro. Hopefully, like, I don't think anything's gonna come out of this. I think it's over as it is. But the most important thing for me is that the league's been exposed. Like all these years, what Klopp has been facing hasn't been fair. You know what I mean? Nobody was following the rules.
He's been playing fair. And
now Arteta is coming out and moaning about referee decisions. You know what I mean? Well, we've been facing that for the last 6, 7 years. Where were you then when we needed you the most?
You know what? He was absolutely right there for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was right. 100%. We discussed that. Yeah, 100%.
We were saying it when the Tottenham thing. We were saying it. We were saying, how can it be like this is the best league in the world, and the refs are like that, and this is and the VAR is so poor like that. It's just poor practice. When he cussed them out, I love that Arsenal backed him, said that we're backing. Back him. Loved it.
Haas, can you hear us, Holly?
Yeah. I'm back. Well, I don't know what the problem was there, but all I was about to say is the Premier League claiming that its invention was going to create a fair.
When they first started,
and much an even playing field. All it's done is create a gap between the big teams and the middle of the pack, smaller teams. And all it's done is commercialise the sport to an extent and to a level that we could have never really imagined. So for them to turn around and even try and claim that it was invented to create an even playing field is the biggest load of poo I've ever heard in my life.
There's no way back from this now, really. I mean, it's just something that reoccurs on a regular basis now, isn't it? With this corruption now. I mean, Chelsea, what was it, a couple of seasons ago? They were banned from like signing players. I mean, and then they come back straight away. It's just was it Man City that was banned from Europe or something like that? And then they come back after the appeal. And then what's his name? Mourinho says, if you're not guilty, why are you paying a fine? And he's right. Why are you paying a fine if you're not guilty? You know what I mean? That exposes
like Puff Daddy.
There you go. Uncle Rod says, big up Fuzzy, big up all from Uncle Rod's. Steve says, yes, guys, 100%. We have to win. Obviously, I think he's talking about the next game. Joe Powell says, hope you are well. We're good. Football Sanctuary says, big up Fuzzy and panel. I can't say his name. I think it's Amaria. How does he say his name?
Amir Raleigh. Amir Raleigh.
Yeah, he says, big up, guys. Big up, Fozzy. Big up, House, everyone. And I don't know, House is facing some problems at the moment, technical issues. As is big up, Fozzy. Big up. Football Sanctuary says Juventus was probably off match officials, bribing match officials. I think that was criminal matter, whereas Everton situation is an internal matter. Maybe, but there's a lot of things to happen because there's 2 teams already in court right now, so that's another thing as well. So the next thing we're going to be talking about, guys, is FSG and obviously Klopp. Obviously, we had an argument about them in the beginning of the season, not spending and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about the players as well as obviously Jurgen Klopp and FSG. Let's go. Yeah, so guys, let's start obviously with the ownership. Have they done what you expected, or have they underachieved in the transfer window this season? Obviously, they had a lot of criticism in the beginning of the season, especially for me, myself, and some other people, for not like showing any ambition. But looking on the pitch, 1 point off the top of the league. Really, we haven't been defeated this season. The only defeat we got is a cheat. Let's be honest here. Have they done good, or did you expect even more than what they've done? Nurabits, go for it, bro.
Yeah, no. As I said, you know, when we got rid of like practically all our midfield in the summer, and then brought in a new bunch of lads, McAllister, Endo, Gravenberg, and Sabozlai.
Yeah.
Am I missing anyone?
You say Gravenberg, Soboslai, Endu, and McAllister.
Yeah, that's those four we brought in. I was like, obviously, my aim was because it's a new core and it's such an important part of the pitch that I was just hoping that we could at least keep up with the front runners and stay close to the pack as possible to the top in the first half of the season. And then I know we're notoriously really good in the second half of the season where we absolutely match Man City with like maybe a 15-14 winning run. We can match them like that. So I was just hoping that if we could stay with the pack in the beginning, then we've got a good chance of, you know, at least finishing top 2, top 3.
Yeah.
And Liverpool has exceeded my expectation. Arsenal is not as good. They're not as good as they were last season. They're having problems killing off teams. And
do you think it's to do with the new players they brought in? Like it will take them time to integrate and all that stuff.
100%, and also probably buying a guy that shouldn't have been bought, which was Havertz. I don't think. I mean, he's a talented person, but I don't think he does. He has the mentality to be like a top footballer. He's way too mentally weak for me. Like he just lets situations get ahead of him and all sorts, and doesn't really ride for the occasion. He doesn't rise up for the occasion, you know. Man City are not as good as they were as well last season. There are glaring holes in their game this season. If you can stop any service into Haaland, they pretty much become a bit useless. And then it's us. Tottenham obviously is a freak. I don't believe that they'll be up there for too long. But yeah, we kept up with them. All now we're just waiting for that midfield to really click into gear and to really establish themselves and become comfortable, because we were speaking earlier like about Endo, and I think he's probably, because he's an older guy, remember I think he's in his 30s, he will probably take a lot more time than a young guy to adapt, because he's obviously got like set ways, and now to at 30 to try and change that and become more aware. But the good thing is about him, I love it. He breaks down his own play after every game, so, and then he looks at what he can improve and what he can't improve. Sometimes that could be detrimental, because then you overthink things. But I think he's ready there to challenge, and I like his profile. I like his ruggedness. He's just 1 or like half a second too late in challenges sometimes. But this is where he needs to just get used to the pace of the Premier League. And once 100%. He does, I think he'll be like. We're
going to talk about him. We're going to talk about. Don't worry, we're going to talk about the players.
So
what do you think of the ownership and the management? Do you think they've done the right thing this season, or did we need more? Or
we could have 100% done better.
We tried. Don't forget with Caicedo.
Exactly. We saw that we tried with Lavia and Caicedo. We could have done better. We could have. However, with the circumstances, I'm with FSG never to panic buy, because if you panic buy and you buy someone that doesn't really fit into your system, and then it'll be harder for you to get rid of. Like Man United do this all the time, where they just panic buy and get someone a name that can keep their fans happy for 1 season, 2 seasons before the frailty is too big. So I think that we did as best as we could. We tried as best as we could, and now it's about January, and hopefully maybe we can do some things that can shore it up, and also the team's going to be gelling together, and people have also, we talked about earlier, we've been writing off Klopp and saying he can't manage anymore.
7 years and that's it. I remember 7 years.
Arteta's better than him now, even though Arteta hasn't really done anything. Just challenged Man City once, and then he's already better than Klopp, according to some big YouTubers. So we'll see.
We'll see. Anton, what do you think? Or I know like both of us are on the same boat with the ownership and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like how they came out of this transfer window compared to before they bought these players that we was complaining about.
For me personally, there was a bit unprofessional. It was they got the players in the game, but it was like all late and that. We just about got them kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think when you got 7 players out, you should have had players in mind that you're definitely going to get before you sell them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Endo is a good player, but again, we needed someone else in there as well as Endo. I would have been 100% like FSG. Thank you, but still no thank you. But it would have been like thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm like in between. Because I know I was saying about the Calcedo business, but we should have got the player, what's his name, from Southampton quickly.
Lavia.
But we said we'll try to
I think, Anton, I think there was a lot of issues with that one. I'll tell you why, guys. I think there's a lot of issues with that one. He had a percentage of Man City. Man City had a percentage on him when they were going to sell him. So they could have just played around with him while we were trying to sign him. Maybe that's why Liverpool kept on putting, the transfer up every single time until they obviously reach what they want. But I don't know if they were ever going to sell him, bro. Because if Man City would never sell players to us. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And if they got their hooks on other players, I don't think they want those players to go to us either. Because Lavia had a good season. Although they got relegated, they had a good season.
Talk about another Man City player. I think Calvin Phillips would have been a nice one there. You know what I mean? And Klopp would have told him, bro, it's the perfect time to get your revenge on my man. Play for us. Play your skin out and tell you to come back to you. I would have got him. 100%. And Endo. If we got that, I would have been, bro. I would have been FSG t-shirt, bro. Even the pants.
What about you, Harley? I know you was like part of the defense league of FSG and all that stuff. You said we have to wait and see what the transfer is going to be at the end of the transfer window. Are you happy with what we've got, or should we done more?
I'd say I'm happy with what we have, but I'm with both men here, in the sense that I agree that we could have really done with like a defensive midfielder, an out-and-out player who will, if fit, play 38 league games for us kind of player. Like, don't get me wrong, really could have done with that. But at the same time, what Lobby said is that if that player isn't available, you can't just pull that player out of your arse and you can't just panic buy that player. If that player
we did that in the 90s. We used to do that in Anton. We used to do that in the 90s on a regular basis, guys. We got some terrible players. Sorry, Harley. I'm just letting you guys know.
No,
we used to buy players for the sake of
Kavama. Buying. I remember Kavama, man.
Forget Kavama. There's so many rubbish players we bought before.
Kavama
compared to the players that we bought before. Huh?
Was that Ukrainian number 10?
Don't fucking Triple H. I mean, Anthony
Von with the ponytail.
He got the number 10. He actually got the number 10.
No.
Oh, man.
He was,
honestly,
he was the worst buy for me. Even I hated his trim. I hated it. I swear, I was like, I'm sure I was still bald then. I was still like, nah. Even if I had hair, there's no way.
I'm sorry. It was worse. Milan Jovanovic.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Let's end it with the names. There's some terrible players. There was one season we bought a whole team. I remember, we bought Eric Meyer, Sean Dundee.
Hey, Sean Dundee.
I think Ovami. I think we bought all those players in one season, Harley. One season. That's how bad we was back in the day. I'm telling you. It was the worst team I've ever seen. I think there's no one to play out of these guys. When are we going to improve? We're still waiting. It never happened. But that's how
Paul Konchesky. Got to get him in there as well.
Oh, man.
Christian Paulsen as well.
Oh,
lad.
But he had a football career before Liverpool.
Philip Dagan was another one.
Oh my days.
Wasn't he always injured, that guy? I
Yeah,
swear he
yeah.
was playing.
Eventually, he just got dropped for Ben
Bishkan
Johnson.
another one for me.
Eventually, he
Bishkan,
just got dropped for
come
Ben
on,
Johnson
Bishkan
because
is
I
the
think
European
Jamie
Cup
Carragher
winner,
was
Anton.
sick of fucking
yeah,
shouting at him.
Bishkan's European Cup winner. He is, but he wasn't a footballer. He was a coal miner. He was a coal miner. Come on, come on. They was like, bruv, come, you come play for us. We'll give you £10. He said, yeah, I can play. You know, I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna have a go at him. He did do well in that run in the 2005 European Cup. He played. I remember Deportivo away when he made that run and scored that goal. So yeah. So I gotta give him credit for that. But
even they were
go
shocked.
ahead.
Even they were shocked.
They were even shocked. Yeah.
Even they were shocked. I think the opposite team was applauding like where did it come from, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? He never did anything again. How was that?
What was I going to say though before we got onto that?
Oh, we were talking about FSG and Klopp. In
oh yeah,
to the season, the buys and that.
You can't just, as we've just established, you can't just grab any old player and go, yeah, let's spend a shitload of money on him. He'll do. Yeah. So we had to look for a bargain, a stopgap, who will become a squad player.
Yeah. And
that's what I think Ynwa is. I think he's actually been quite underappreciated. Yeah. A lot of the time when I've watched him, I've thought, okay, this isn't a 10 out of 10 performance, but it's serviceable. I think people have been quite harsh on him at times.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get into the players. Let's start with Endo, of course. Let's go. Endo. I don't know his name, man. I'm not good with names. Endo. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with him. Obviously, we're the sympathizers. I don't judge a player in his first season, especially 12 games of the season, and he's played about 4 or 5? I don't know, 3 probably started.
A lot of those games, sorry to interrupt, were coming from when we were down to 10 men as well.
And there you go. So I don't really judge players like that. I know he's 30 years old, but what I looked at it from a point of view, we needed an experienced player. I said that we need a young player in that midfield role, in that DM role, as well as an experienced player. Yeah. And we got the experienced player, but we didn't get the young player. So I'm not going to judge him straight away. To me, he's a Milner replacement, and we will see in the coming months if we're going to get a DM that's young, who's going to be there in the future as well. Yeah. But you can't judge a player after 13 games. Like I said, he only played 3 of them probably started, and in the Premier League, and like Harley said, he played with 10 men, 2 of them. Yeah. So how you could prejudge a player like that, and especially like what we discussed before we came on. I said Japanese players, when they come in, they're very timid. If they haven't got the right surroundings, if you know what I mean, people. Yeah. If they have the right surroundings, Japanese players next to them, coaches that's from Japan or something like that, maybe the player will be different. He'll be more confident. But they're very respectful. They're very shy. So it was always going to be difficult for him the way he is. You know what I mean? So I honestly think we're judging him too harshly at the moment. 12 games doesn't prove anything to me. And especially where we are in the league, 1 point off the top. We're going to face the league leaders next. And we're not even in like top form. That's not bad what we're doing, are we?
You know what I will say about him as well, that I don't think a lot of people realise is his character. I think he's got excellent character. He's the captain of Japan. His language skills are fantastic. He's fluent in obviously his native language in German and in English, which is really, really helpful with being able to communicate with the squad. Yeah. He's already scored a goal as well in the Europa. Yeah, which is fair enough, mate.
It's got an assist as well, right?
I believe so.
I think he has,
I think he's been okay. I'm not saying he set the world on fire. He's not being player of the season. Oh my god, immediately, but he could become that. He could become that.
But don't you think Harley should give him a run of games to judge him? Like,
you know what, mate? I would strongly consider starting him on the weekend simply because I'm not sure how much I like the idea of having McAllister, Szoboszlai, and then either Gravenberch or Jones, all 3 of them just running wild. I feel like I want someone to just protect that back four a little bit.
Yeah.
What I like about him, he's very he's very physical for small guys, and he's very physical. Like if you watch him against Brentford the other day, he was getting into challenges like you don't expect him to get into, and he's winning headers. You don't expect him to win headers.
His asset, his biggest asset for me is aerial ability. For his height, his aerial ability quite fantastic. To be honest,
Anton,
and
what do you think of him though as a player? Like, do you think we're judging him too harshly at the moment?
I've seen what you see. He runs well. He looks like a good guy.
Yeah.
Works hard, but I think I've seen his passes quite off for me. It's quite, you know, with me,
Anton, let me say something to you, Anton. Like, we play football, so let me say something to you. Like, there's one thing playing in Germany in those wide pitches, with, like big spaces, and there's not enough pressure on you.
Yeah.
And there's another thing when you're playing on smaller pitches where pressure is constantly on you.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to understand in the Premier League, in my opinion. I know what you're talking, because I see it.
It is quicker pace in the Premier League. I have to admit that.
Yeah, and smaller pitches. Don't forget the width and
it's
length.
going to be easy to adapt. And I remember you when mentioning saying about he's older guy, so for him to adapt, it's going to be a bit more slower than someone who's young, who's enthusiastic, and you know what I'm saying,
and energetic.
Yeah. But I think he's a good player, a good person. But I don't know if he's the right thing, because we're already looking at.
But isn't it good to have an experienced player like that in the team?
Yeah, to have experience in that, 100%.
To back up, the player that we were looking for to eventually be in that position.
He looks like a proper team player as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? He talks to the lads and things like that. They say he's a good guy around the training ground and things like that. So, I don't mind.
What about you, Nurbis? What do you think of him, mate? Because I honestly think we're judging him too harshly. Maybe I'm on my own. I don't know. We have to see.
Yeah, no. From what I've been seeing, a lot of people have been judging him harshly. Remember, he wasn't the guy that everyone said, we can hang our hat on him. As soon as he signed, everyone knew that this guy is probably a solid backup to supplement the team, to supplement, when injuries occur, when suspensions occur, or when even bad form occurs on one of the midfielders that are playing. So,
and he can play centre back as well.
Yeah, exactly. And with him,
he can play as a right back as well.
Exactly. And what I like about him, he's Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp do not. They've got that policy of not signing any dickheads, and so what they do find is that they put a lot of emphasis on off the pitch personality, and if the person is there and determined to work hard, determined to become a success, that can have a rub off effect on all the others. Like, we've got a young team, like with Elliot, we've got Szoboszlai who's 22, we've got Jones. All of these guys can learn. Gravenberch can learn from someone like him who's grafted his way from lower leagues to become a Liverpool player now at 30, and then he could actually even say to them, "You lot are so lucky you're here at this age." You know what I mean? And push them in that way, and be that that older brother, as you could,
with humility. And
sorry to interrupt, but didn't he start off in the second tier of Japanese football?
Yeah, exactly. He's not someone that was setting the world alight. He was someone that was probably missed, not looked at until one or two people saw him. Probably went into the lower leagues of in Germany as well. I think he was with Nat Phillips for a while in the second division of
was it Schalke or I don't know.
With Stuttgart. They were in Stuttgart. They were in the second division. Yeah. So he brought them up and kept them up. So what a move, what a story. And I believe that once he gets used to the pace of the game, will end up.
It's all about confidence, isn't it? It's all about confidence. Bro.
Exactly. You saw when we signed Fabinho. You saw he probably didn't even get a game for until I think it was the Arsenal game away.
No. With Fabinho, they started with him, as I remember, but it wasn't working. And then what they did, they let him watch from the sideline. To see how we play and all that stuff, so he could pick up whatever he can. And then what they did is they brought him into the team. Sorry about that. I'll read it in a minute. They brought him back into the team, but what they did, they played Wijnaldum alongside him to guide him. So Wijnaldum, when the ball goes behind him, Wijnaldum is there to cover him. So Wijnaldum had to give away that number 8 position and play double pivot with him. And then eventually, once he was comfortable and confident, then Wijnaldum moved forward. Look back. That's what's actually happening.
That was it. I actually, when you said that, I just remember as well Klopp talking about it, saying that it's not easy for someone that was playing in a double pivot to then suddenly play as a lone pivot, and especially with someone that doesn't have the pace. He wasn't someone that's pacey.
Yeah.
And so he can't use, like, a lot of people rate Kyle Walker as really good defensive player.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it's his physical attributes getting him out.
It's his recovery.
Exactly.
It's on the recovery. It was the same thing they said about Ashley Cole, but Ashley Cole was slightly a better defender, I think, personally.
Exactly.
But it's the recovery. When you beat the guy, you beating him again, like, wow, fuck, I just beat you just now. And then, kind of thing.
Exactly. So the guys that don't have the physical attributes usually have to get it right in the first place.
Yeah, true.
And those with the physical attributes have that, that extra thing in their pockets, where if they do get beat, they can still make a recovery run and maybe try and influence the game there. Where he didn't have that, and so it shows a lot more. So, same with Endo. He's got to get it right in the beginning, otherwise he does look like a duck out of water. Is like, what's going on,
what people look at Nurabis, they look at like the deficiency in his games. If he gives a pass away, he's not good enough to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everybody gives a pass away when they're not really comfortable in the team.
Yeah. The thing is, this is why I like to watch games again, because we have, especially when you're watching a live game, you've got your own biases.
Fast,
and the game is going fast. So
Yeah.
If the game is intense and nerve-wracking, and one player gives the ball away, he probably gave it away once, and you just remember it because it was like a key moment, and you're like, what's going on with this guy?
I do understand on that point of view, but I'm not saying I was picking the greatest player, but when you play,
I thought you was good, so shut up, man. I know you.
and you know certain things. You know there's certain things, like even if they were pro, even if I wasn't pro or anything, it's like all midfielders do it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? The scanning and all that. You know what I'm saying? The little 2 touches around the corners around that. You know what I'm saying?
Anton, that's a good description about yourself, to be fair, man.
Yeah.
When I met you when we was kids, when we met each other, I was a natural footballer. I was just a footballer. That's what I was. You know what I mean? Between us two, you wasn't like a natural footballer. You was a footballer, but not natural. But you turned yourself into a great player.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do that? Is it a lot of practice? What? Because you just left us going to St. Lucia. You came back and you started flicking the ball.
A lot of work.
He went in the lab.
I'm telling you, compared to what we used to see, and then he came back from St. Lucia, it was a different guy.
Yeah, you gotta look at yourself, man. You gotta look at yourself and like outside, and then like I heard he's been doing. Like I heard that he watches his game and tries to improve on the next game, which is brilliant. Even at the age that he's at, it's brilliant. I love that about him as well.
Yeah.
So if you can self-reflect and do better for the next game, boy, like I said, it's a good thing to have. But I would like another player there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this time.
It needs a young, energetic player there, right? Like they could, run up and down and cover the pitch and complement the players right alongside him as well. So the players can trust that player and they could do their thing. Because the way it looks to me like right now is Szoboszlai has to come back. He's running up and down like a maniac, and he's losing energy. Same with but if they have someone there that's trustworthy and has more energy, similar energy to them, they won't have to run back up and down like a maniac, like Henderson.
I also think
everybody's labouring Szoboszlai like Henderson now, Harley, right? Similar to the way he's playing up and down like that is like Henderson. We thought like we bought a player.
Seen the video, they told him you got work like that, but he's got more ability, man.
I do think having that kind of player that you've just described there is in that number 6 role not only frees up Szoboszlai, but it frees up Alexander-Arnold as well. So the entirety of that right-hand side will improve because of it. And it's simply the knock-on effect of having somebody who is either world-class or has the potential to become that bracket of player in that position.
Exactly.
That's spot on. But next player we're going to move on to is, obviously I said the players that we bought, then we're going to obviously move to Man City for Liverpool purpose only. So next player is this guy. is he the right buy, guys, or was it too early to buy him? Should have we bought a DM instead of him? Or are you guys still happy with him, Nurabeats?
No, I'm so happy with him. I've been advocating he's signing probably more than all the others in the beginning because his potential is super high. He's got, for me, if he can get like his defensive awareness a little bit better, he can absolutely be an all-purpose, all-action midfielder where he can carry the ball into the dangerous areas or breaking lines with carrying the ball. He can pass,
of course,
break lines. He can shoot. He's got a shot on him. He's tall, strong, athletic. Pretty much has all of it. Dare I say, and I don't want to compare him. Like, let's just say the potential of Paul Pogba. Not at Man United. You see the Paul Pogba we saw for France and
Juventus early years,
yeah. So he's got that attribute to be like a wonderful player. And some of the games that he started, you've seen what he's trying to do, what he's trying to implement. Is he drives with the ball and disguises his passes through into Nunes, into things, something we've been missing for how many years? Like,
yes.
Like everyone is just so telegraphed with their passing. Was so bait what we was gonna do.
Basic. Basically, they could read you before you pass the ball.
Exactly.
That's what it was.
Exactly. And now we've got someone that's showing a bit of that, and then that bring out also Jones is a type of player like that. So we've got two players that can interchange with each other. We've got Szoboszlai on the other side, but Gravenberch absolutely was needed, and I think Liverpool played it smart because once when they couldn't get their main target, their DM that they wanted, and then they got in Endo, and then they said, "Listen, this guy's still available. I think we can absolutely, use his attributes in the next few years." It wasn't. I don't think for Liverpool. For me, it would have been a priority, but I think for Liverpool, it wasn't a high priority. It was okay. This didn't work. All right, let's move on to
have options in the midfield, innit?
Exactly. Now we've got options, and even him is still he's still young. He's what, 21, 22?
21, man.
Exactly. That we've got a really young midfield, and once they start to get comfortable, I'm all for like what Fawzi said, is a year at least where you feel comfortable, you feel a part of the team, you feel that you naturally belong, you're feeling comfortable, you can now start to express yourself a lot more instead of being the young kid in the group and just keeping it safe. You'll see a lot more I think from this season to next season, his transitional season, and the next season you'll see him just jump up a level and everybody will be like, whoa, where did this guy come from?
Spot on. What about you, Harley? What do you think of him, brother? Gravenberch, that is.
I think.
Are we right to buy him, or should we bought DM instead?
I don't think there's any defensive midfielder on the market that would have been worth missing out on this player. I think he's absolutely ridiculous. So far, he looks like what we hope Naby Keita. He looks like Naby Keita if you injected him with growth hormone.
You just killed it.
Heads. That's exactly what this man is. This is Naby Keita if he was tall, on some kind of mad steroids, and didn't have hamstrings made of cheese strings. He's absolutely ridiculous. I love him. He's fantastic. He's so good on the ball. The shot he's got on him, his ball retention ability, I'd probably say I'd say Jones is the best ball retention we've got in the midfield, and then it's between McAllister and Gravenberch for that second place. And that's not because either of them, particularly Gravenberch, are bad at retaining the ball, simply because of how good Jones is at that particular aspect of football.
Thiago, then Jones.
Well,
we're still waiting for Thiago.
Fair, mate,
forgot about him, innit?
To be fair, someone could argue that one's a hologram at this point, but but no, fair enough. Thiago obviously goes without saying, to be fair. But
I do miss him, guys. I really miss Thiago, man. Break it out. some of his individual performances, like a couple of seasons ago, the quad season, the
Especially
game.
against Man City, we're gonna
Oh,
miss
remember the FA Cup semi-final, guys, when he controlled the ball in the middle of the pitch like this, held it, and then pushed it forward beyond Bernardo Silva and that. I missed that. I missed that. But yeah, yeah. So Harley, so you think like is the right buy? Yeah? I think he's the right buy. I'm not here to dispute.
Yeah, mate. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He's exceeded my expectations already. Do
you think like he's better than what you thought he was originally?
Yeah, I knew the talent was there. I knew he was fantastic. I'd seen him at Ajax. I knew it was there. I knew Klopp could get the best out of him. For me, he's just doing better than I thought he'd do already. I thought it'd take him a little bit of time, particularly because he hadn't really been playing at Bayern. He's just turned up, jumped in, and you're looking at him and you're thinking, what a fucking player we've got here. And I can't believe that Bayern have just let this slip under their noses. To be absolutely honest, he's adapted really quickly, and I think the player he's going to be in 2, 3, 4 years' time it's going to be scary. It's going to be absolutely scary, but not for us.
You can see the potential. Anton, you're all about these kind of players, mate.
Out of the players we got, out of the midfielders we got, all of them, he was the wonder kid from like young. Yeah, like teams were watching him from Ajax.
Yeah, we did want him before Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
let's just put it out there. We wanted to sign him, but he chose Bayern Munich.
Like I said, he was the wonder kid, didn't it? All the other ones, they were like they've gone somewhere else, and then now we want him, kind of thing. Everyone was looking at Gravenberch.
He's the one you buy on FIFA and Football Manager.
Yes.
For me, when I first see him, I thought I saw new Vieira. To be honest, Vieira from Arsenal days.
Oh, good spot.
He came from AC Milan to Arsenal. It was like, what is this kid like? You know what I mean? I've seen the same kind of thing, but it's a newer version. He's got all the ability. He's got all the potential in the world, man. His ceiling is crazy. He'll be like, it's up to him where he wants to go. It's up to him.
He's only 21, Anton. Only 21.
Out of all of them, he's the most natural out of them. With the rest of them, is trained on. They've got better. You know what I mean? He was already good early doors. You know what I'm saying? Maybe his attitude. I don't know what it was with the Bayern Munich thing. Maybe it didn't work out, but. A lot of kids with potential failed at Bayern Munich. It's not just him, you know what I mean? But he needs a home where he can be trusted and there's no pressure. And loved.
Yeah, no pressure.
I want to add as well, something I feel he didn't get enough credit for. The way certain Bayern Munich fans were going on, people were acting as though he was some fucking dickhead, lazy player. Like like Pogba at United. He's really not. I feel as though Klopp's probably helped get that out of him. Yeah. But I've watched them live a couple of times, like at Anfield, and the cameras don't always necessarily pick up how hard he actually works, and not only that, but the intelligence of the positions he actually takes.
He's technically flawless as well. Technically flawless.
I know that. I actually
if you want a technical vibe, I'm talking about pure technical. He's up there. He might be just under Thiago. He might be something imbecile or Mosley when it comes to just pure technically brilliance.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Anton? Like, when I looked at him, like they're not the type of players we normally sign out there. These players that we got. Honestly, if you look at the past players we got, that's obviously after the 90s. These are not the type of players we sign. We don't sign technically good players. We sign hard-working players.
It's a new way. We respect coal miners, isn't it? Coal miners.
Yes.
Coal miners. Water carriers, but this day and age, in water carriers as well as someone who can play the ball, whoever can shoot the ball, whoever can create something out of nothing. Well, the game's won and lost is midfield. Understand? I know defense win you leagues.
You know one aspect of football that he's really good at as well to bring up that again the cameras don't necessarily pick up is finding pockets of space to just receive the ball.
Yeah. Cool.
And it almost kind of lulls the opposition team in this false sense of security that he needs them pockets of space. So when he receives it kind of in in like a phone box, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think a lot it misleads people, and also particularly the oppositions are thinking you can just take it off him, because if he's looking for them pockets of space so much, he probably won't do too well in a tight area. No. When he has to take it in a tight area, he will. But because of his intelligent positioning, he just simply doesn't have to do that as much. But when he does have to do it, and it is to help the team, he's fantastic in the tight spaces as well. He's so intelligent.
Imagine when he clicks, guys. What I was saying, it's scary. It'll be quite scary.
There'll be problems. All right, guys. The next person we're going to be moving on to is the governor. Mr. Hungary have qualified for the Euros, by the way. He was celebrating, this guy. Obviously, he plays number 10 for Hungary.
Yeah.
He plays as a number 8 for Liverpool.
Mm.
Do you think we're using him like in a different way as we should? New repeats. Do you think we should use him, more to his, ability, which is a number 10? And I've always said it. Players like Dominic Szoboszlai, we don't normally buy these type of players. These type of players go to Man City or someone like that. These rich clubs. But luckily, a touch. We got him at Liverpool Football Club, and he can be the future of Liverpool as well. Yeah. But do you think we do too much, like with his running, like the energetic things he does on the midfield, and we underuse his technical ability?
I think he is going to fulfill, well, under Klopp anyway, and Pep Linders for now, is he will fulfill that Henderson role with just greater technicality and obviously shooting ability, because of his selfishness of like wanting to run for the team. He runs everywhere. It's natural for them to start to use that, because we've got technical abilities all over the pitch. We've got Elliott, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister. All of these guys are very, very technical, and so we don't really need another technical guy. So what they'll try and use is some of his other attributes, which is getting around the pitch. But to be fair to him, he can actually thrive in that position, because he can actually start to dictate from deeper, or even receive it at the edge of the box and start shooting, because he does have a hell of a shot, and then we need to see a little bit more of that. I don't know if you guys watched the Jones podcast recently, Liverpool released, where he said that even Mo Salah has been telling Szoboszlai, you don't need to keep passing it to me. Take a shot from time to time, And that's what I'm talking about. These things, when they start to feel comfortable and part of the team, and not always just looking up to pass it to the seniors of the team. You'll see the real player, the real Szoboszlai, and he can absolutely become like that. Do you remember when De Bruyne was playing a little bit deeper from time to time? And he can dictate from there, and then also take those shots from the edge of the box. And depending in it with injuries and stuff, you can move him around. The guy can play wings. He can play as a false nine. Yeah, the guy is very, very, and that's where the game is going. To be honest, I've been speaking to, I've been doing lately a course on player performances, and been speaking to some of the coaches around the country, and they've all indicating that that's where the game is heading. The game is heading honestly to a place where players become very interchangeable. You will be able to see, you'll see a centre back playing in midfield, and a midfielder playing centre back, and a winger playing left back, and stuff like that.
For time for Holland, and
exactly.
And it's only England that's starting to get in there. You know what? That method does work. Because one thing about England, it's like we made the game kind of thing. We don't need to watch their way. That's why it was always 4-4-2, big guy up front, little guy next to him. You see, the football's changed. Why it's changed? Because they've taken in the foreign part of it and using the work rate of English football and putting it together.
That's why the national team is different, the way they play now.
These young kids are centre back straight away. They're playing him, striker, play him there. Just try him out. Try him in different positions, because when this player gets injured, you can put him here. And then now we've seen it now, and they're going buying like that, and you're getting more English players who can play there.
Paul Stones, for example.
You could be a plumber on the weekend, even. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say, again, the perfect example of what you just mentioned is the fact that in Man City's build-up phase, John Stones essentially plays as a holding midfielder.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how fluid the top teams are, and Liverpool is no different.
Yeah.
And what I don't know if you lot have seen as well. I know Man City do it, and De Zerbi 100% does it. Is you'll see that the goalkeeper now will take up a centre back's position, and create that four.
That's been around for years as well.
And it's mad. Yeah, obviously. But what it is like here they needed it to be seen, shown. Like Pep,
exactly.
When he's shown it, then they'll be like, all right, it works.
Exactly.
You know what? Two managers did that. You know, the first two managers I noticed to really do that. And you might be surprised by these names. Graham Potter was one of them. He was the first one who I looked and was like,
as an English manager to do it.
Yeah, and another one was Ange Postecoglou at Celtic. He used
both of them. They went they're out their countries early to learn the foreign way of football, and then come back to there and then bring it forward. If you watch Graham Potter, he went. Well, I think did he go Germany? He went Holland, I think. He went to learn. He went deep to learn.
I went to he went to Iceland.
Anyone who knows my kind of inner football analyst, tactical nerd side will know how much Celtic I watch, particularly under Ange, and two, how much I actually appreciate Graham Potter. I know it didn't work out for him at Chelsea, but that man's versatility and his ability to be able to build teams that can comfortably play 5 or 6 different systems is so fascinating. Like, it's something that shouldn't be possible, but he made it possible. And I really hope he ends up getting a Premier League job soon. Because honestly, I think Potter really does deserve it.
For me personally, I'll give him England job. If it was me, I'm like, who would he give?
Exactly.
See, I would, but I'm one of them who actively wants to see England get beat. So keep salty. Give him a lifetime contract.
I need to be honest about, but Harley. So, what do you think of Szoboszlai, bro? I haven't asked you that question. As a player, are we using him in a different way to his, strengths?
I think we found his calling, mate. I think as we've said, being able to dictate from deep is something that he is really good at. His work rate is something he's really good at. But if you played him as a number 10 in a kind of 4-2-3-1, another thing you wouldn't get out of him as much as his counter-pressing ability. I think he's just a natural counter-presser. Leipzig was probably helped him a lot with that, to be fair. But he is just naturally, looking at him, a Jurgen Klopp player, but somebody who's a goal threat and somebody who is very direct and technically able at the same time. I think we found out De Bruyne.
Me too.
I know it's a serious shout, but I think we found
out.
A
lot of us are saying it, mate. Not just
early goals. A lot of us early goal before even
we said this a while ago. We said that a while ago. And you look at his ability, you can see it. You just have to look at the player's ability.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I think he is going to be our most important signing since Alisson.
Wow.
I think he's unbelievable. And I'm not one bit surprised he turned out to be as good as he has been for us. Not one bit surprised.
Same.
I said it from the start, and people were like, "Wow, you really think he's that good?"
Same.
Absolutely.
Same. 100%.
100%. Listen, Szoboszlai is the future of Liverpool, from what I can see. I mean, and what I like about him is his attitude as well, guys. Like, he's grounded. He's not like big-headed or anything like that. And he's very humble. And I like that. That's a typical Liverpool player.
I was gonna say, if I looked that good and I play for Liverpool, I would be one bit humble. So
I love this thing. This is a good stream, guys. Good stream. McAllister is the next person. He's playing out of position. He says he enjoys that number 6 position. He doesn't mind playing there. Typical Liverpool player. Don't get me wrong. He's a typical Liverpool player. Liverpool players always say that when they're humble and all that stuff. But should he be playing there, Harley, or in that DM role, or should he be pushed forward to do what he normally can, like what he does for Argentina and Brighton in the past?
See, that's the thing. With the current players we have now, particularly in the games where we're expected to see more of the ball than we are to have less of it, I think he's the best option we've got for that position at the moment. He's played there at Brighton, albeit mostly in a double pivot, but he has played there at Brighton. And I think he's done a solid job. It's a very hard position to adapt to. And I think he's done a relatively solid job. I've seen a lot of people say he hasn't done much. I think it's difficult because, again, he has been played a little bit out of what his natural position is. He's took that step up. I personally have been impressed with him for the most part. And I feel as though, again, for the majority of games, that's what he's suited to. But if you're going to... If I would play him against City, but if we're in a situation where we're considering playing Wataruendo, you'd have him in that kind of left central midfield controller role, which is probably his best position. But in terms of the actual players that we've got now and the personnel we've got, I'd say in a good 70, 80, maybe even 90% of games, he's the best option for that position with our possession-based kind of system that we have going.
Anton, what do you think of him, bro? Like playing in that, obviously in that role, does the future hold a better position for him in that number 8 position, or is he all right where he is for now?
Well, he's doing a great job for us at the moment. But personally, he's a double pivot midfielder. Personally, that's what I see. I think his best game would be if there was someone like Endo next to him, and he was playing as a double pivot, and they had attacking field, probably like Sobos.
That's what I was about to come to as well. Don't carry on, though.
And you would get the best out of him there, because he's like a Xavi kind of thing. You don't see you don't see all the assists, but you see the assist before the assist. If you watch the game thoroughly, you will see assist before the assist, or a run for the run. You know what I mean? Or not even touching it, or movement. He's that guy kind of thing. He's an organizer. You know what I'm saying? He always keeps the ball ticking kind of thing. Yeah, that's his game. That's his top game. If you ask me. Yeah. Great player for me. Good player, but again, he's doing the job for us at the moment. They want to play him as a single pivot. 1 point off the top. We're not doing anything wrong, are we? Yeah. We're not winning the best out of him playing there, but he's doing a job for us, and I can't really knock him for that. What about you, Nurubits, with McAllister?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna echo some of the stuff that the guy said, but just adding, McAllister is a very, very intelligent player, and what people tend to moan about usually sometimes, he is like he likes to take a risk here or there. And so from deep, it sometimes can look, if he misplaces a pass, that then we start to, we're on the defensive transition, and it might look like a bit of chaos is happening in Liverpool, but it's natural. This thing is like he needs to get to know. Remember, it's not like he's been there playing there for a while. He's got all these new players. He needs to learn their habits, the way they move. Do they come to the ball, or do they run away from it? Exactly. All of these things at home. Exactly. He's learning that. He's gonna tend to know who he can,
trust and rely.
Trust where he can fizz a really fast ball into, and he knows that he'll control that turn, whatever. And those that he needs to take a little bit off it. These things, this is where they're starting to get to know each other. And as long as we're like we're doing what we're doing, we're just basically getting the points on and not really like blowing teams away. We're like just steady Eddie at the moment. You can't ask anything more, because you guys remember Rodri's first season at Man City.
Oh, it was awful.
and it was awful. And he was, people were just taking the ball off him.
Yeah.
He basically was a bit lost out there because it's the pace of the game.
He was coming from a Spanish league where they play quite slow.
Exactly. And
slow, that's how it was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And he's coming from a Brighton team where he was playing in the double pivot with Caicedo, and he's always knew that he can, like, if he missed the challenge, Caicedo was there. If he misplaced the pass, Caicedo was there.
Yeah.
So obviously some of those frailties were hidden. So I'm not worried. I'm liking this brave Liverpool. It was actually the Brighton game where I found the most heart with regards to Liverpool, because Brighton were really good at pressing us, but I love the way Alisson joined in with the passing and inviting Brighton on, and I was thinking, Liverpool finally, like they're starting to become a little bit more brave, and you saw the equalizing goal, how Liverpool won the ball back, pass, tick, boom, goal. And that's what we're aiming to do all the time, like counter press and then pass it. And then sometimes, yes, you might need some of his, his intelligent play a little bit further forward, or sometimes calming the midfielders down. Sometimes we might be a bit too direct, and he's one of those guys that can, recycle the ball a little bit better. But remember, we've got Thiago hopefully to come back in the second half of the season, and I can just imagine, like I can just imagine some of the performances we might have, and Thiago doesn't need to be relied on like to play all the time, so we can manage him as well. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Me too.
Santiago is brilliant though. Come on. He's so crazy.
Before we move on to the last bit, a question, guys, each of you. Like, out of 10, Harley, what do you give the obviously the transfer this window out of 10?
What, all four of them combined?
Yeah. That's just the transfer window in general. What
the window in general, in terms of value for money, you couldn't ask for more, could you? Really? I think we've absolutely smashed it out of the park. I think all four of them were excellent in terms of deals. They've both already proven the worth and more, in my opinion, particularly in the modern game and some of the fees that you'll get for fairly average players. Like that aspect of it is absolutely top tier. I'm gonna give it a 9, and the only reason I'm not giving it that 10 is because we simply didn't get that top world-class defensive midfielder that we maybe could have done with. But in terms of what we did get, it was absolutely fantastic, and we've brought in 4 players who range from being able to do a really good job in the short term to being the backbone of future Liverpool teams for years to come.
Yes. What about you, Anton?
I would say an 8 out of 10. Like Harley said, I did think we've been found needing a defensive midfielder, a proper one, like physically, like brilliant. You know what I mean? As well as he can do everything else, but mainly just a destroyer, like I've been talking about, because we do. I think we still need one. In terms of,
do we need? The question is, Anton, do we need a destroyer, or do we need a technical destroyer? What do you want? Like a guy who could keep the ball, or a guy that just wins you the ball back and passes it to the good players? Because you could get like an Alonso type, like an Alonso type, or something like that.
If you ask me, you have to get a defensive midfielder that can do all them things and be press resistant. Yeah, because all the other clubs now, they're all doing it now, the pressing and all that. If you get press resistant defensive midfielder, you're already winning, man. You're already winning. That's what we need. I don't think this is one thing, Ender. I don't think he's one of them. He's not a press resistant. He's not good, not really mad good on the ball kind of thing. You understand? So that's what
we. I know it's a really big ask, but I feel as though we kind of need to find our Rodri, to find our Chouameni, find out that kind of player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We will. Because like it's easier for the coaches and the recruitment staff now, isn't it, guys? Because we've got majority of the players, the front line, we've got the midfielders. We just need that DM that we could like look for probably till January or probably after January as well.
January, and if they try and get that, is that Andre from Fluminense?
Yeah, Andre from Fluminense. Yeah.
And there's another one, the Argentinian kid from Boca Juniors. You know about him, Ezekiel Fernandez.
Yeah, I think I've done a stream on him.
Oh, he looks tidy.
Yeah,
he looks tidy. Yeah, he reminds me of Redondo kind of thing. Remember Redondo?
Oh, Redondo.
Yeah, quite silky, like we need to be silky, like mad. Loves
Finesse as the best. Yeah,
loves a fight. Loves a fight. Loves a scrap. And he's young as well. He loves a scrap, like you know what I mean. Like,
I've done an actual transfer back.
You need someone in the trenches, someone like that. He looks like one of them boys that, if you're gonna have a fight, you're like, you know what, I got my guy with me. I can feel good going into a fight. I feel good going to this burning house. He looks like one of them. Looks tidy on the ball as well as that.
Looks good.
That tackle, man, left footer, but he can use. It's weird because, for me personally, when I watched over the game over the years and studying it, I find that left footers are more just reliant on the left foot only. You do get them to use a little right foot when they need to, kind of thing. But with right footers who train on the left, they're better. Like they're more ambidextrous, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
If you find out a left footer who's naturally left footed and he uses his right, good. It's very rare. Look over the years.
Yeah, it's true.
Look over the years. Especially a right footer who can use his left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. What about you, Beats?
Yeah, I'll give it a 8. Yeah, 8 sounds fair. And the only reason is because I think we needed, since we couldn't get a DM like a starting DM. I still thought we needed one centre back. And we didn't get that.
I forgot that. I'm sorry.
Because although they've been doing well, I know Kanate is a little bit,
he's injury prone.
Injury prone, yeah. So he's got hamstrings sometimes that just,
He's a grower.
But it doesn't happen in the game, guys. Like it's after the game you hear about it.
He's one of the kids that's still growing, bro. That's why.
Steven Gerrard, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
He's growing. His body can't really handle it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think he needs to join Mo Salah in the gym early every time and start looking after himself better. But yeah, if we would have got a centre back, I would have bumped it up to a 9.
Oh, we should have got that Tottenham one, because we were looking at him first.
Yeah, he would have been actually really good.
Looking at him first, and he's rapping.
I remember. I did a video about him as well.
Second time Tottenham have done that.
And we could have played a really high line.
He's quick. He's very quick, that guy. He's very quick. It's a shame.
The rapidness is a joke. When I first see him do the rapidness, I'm calling it the rapidness because it was like this guy was going on to score. It was like,
I remember.
The other team go,
12
from the opposition box to his box.
You see this white dot come across the screen.
Yeah.
Bro, I had to research him. I said, I'm sure his granddad is black. It's got to be Jim. I've never seen it. I thought Owen was rapid, but this rapid is next level.
Yeah.
It's the next level, mate. It's next level. Even Gakpo tried it in the Tottenham game. And he was ahead of him, then he caught him up and took the ball.
Don't try it. We played each other. We played each other in
enough. Don't try with me.
You all know. He gave him a chance as well.
He gave him a head start. And
that's what he did. And Salah's fast as well. And he done it to Salah as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I have to say also, though, the 12 man brings up a good rebuttal to what I said, was that Kwanzaa has now, emerged as someone that's taken up a little bit of the lack of buying a centre back and took his opportunity, and is actually showing really good quality and learning off the likes of Van Dijk and Matip. He's sure to hopefully, I don't know, today I think they caught Klopp saying that he's Virgil 2.0 or Virgil
Yeah.
Reloaded.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Someone should have taken the audio off that, because that's big pressure now. But if he does become half of the player that Van Dijk is, then boy,
we got good.
we got.
I just can't get my head around the fact that Virgil van Dijk's successor is coming from Warrington. big Yarrow from Warrington's Virgil van Dijk's successor.
He's quality.
Yeah.
He's quality.
I'll go with the 8 out of 10, guys. Like, we are missing a centre back, and left sided centre back that can play
It's
left
got to
back.
be 8 out of 10 because look how much the money we spend and all the club spend.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Listen, like we said, like with the FSG, just prove us wrong. That's all we need. We just buy the players that we need. We don't ask for much. We're not like other fans. We will stick with you if you do the right thing.
Yeah. Do you remember when Ollie came out earlier this season when he said, I couldn't do much because at Man United we're only allowed to sign 3 big players every season. And I was like, what? I was like, the press complaining about three big players every season. Give us 1 big player every season, we'll be happy, man.
Give half of it.
Only 3 big players every season. It's like the rich kid who comes in and moans that he's got a yellow Lamborghini instead of one off his rich dad. Fuck off.
Crazy.
Crazy. Exactly.
And I always wonder what are they struggling with exactly, Man United. I mean, it's just bad management. If you have the right manager in charge,
I'm happy where they are. I'm happy. Are you not happy, guys?
Of course, come on, man.
I'm super happy.
Over the moon.
Lad, I'm made up. The crap, they're getting beat every week. The roof's falling down. What's the not to love?
I love it.
Guys, we're going to be moving, obviously, to the final bit. We're going to do the starting lineup right after this. We're going to talk about Man City and Liverpool. So let's go with this, boys. Let's go with this. Obviously, there's no video, so it's going to go straight back to normal.
I was waiting for that as well.
No video.
I was going to say, do you need me to hum the tunes to pretend?
I forgot it. Come on, man. Give me a piece.
Let's go. No.
Question, guys. Man City away. The last time we beat them in the Premier League, I think it was that 4-2 when Skirtle scored, Firmino scored, Coutinho scored, as I remember. I don't know who. I think that was the last time we beat them
in the Premier League, isn't it?
In the Premier League.
I was going to say, in the Premier League because it was the Etihad. No, what am I on about? It was the Champions League when we last beat them.
Yeah. So this game is going to be difficult. We already know that, guys. What from your perspective, like Anton, how can we beat this team? Like, it's difficult enough, no matter what stages we go.
Everyone knows we just have to stop the supply to the main guy. But Doku is going to be a problem, man. Doku, because we were meant to get him as well. Remember that, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Anton. Before you go on, let me say something, guys. This game was moved from 5:30 to 12:30. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
That's original spot was 5:30 to 12:30. Liverpool have been 12:30 kickoffs under Jurgen Klopp. This is going to be the 15th time. Yeah. The next teams after that is six, which is Chelsea and Spurs.
Yeah.
Do you guys, before we go to the game, obviously, Anton, do you guys think that's fair? Especially like we struggle with 12:30 kickoffs. We already know that, guys. Like, we're bad at it. Is it fair because of safety reasons? This is why they moved it.
You know what it is? Do you know what it is, Foz? It's because of the foreigner is telling them how to run their game. They don't like that, Foz. I'm telling you, they don't like it. Just like VAR. VAR is not their baby, so they don't put their heart and soul in it. It's come from somewhere else.
They want to
That's why I'm telling you 100%. It's not their baby because it's someone else's idea. Like, how come it took so long for them to do 5 subs? He said that from early, and he said about why don't you have the winter breaks? Everyone else have winter breaks. What's wrong with you? Like, they're just dragging their feet, and they don't like it. They don't like being told. You understand? This is what it is.
But do you think it's fair, Anton? Like moving it from 5:30, so the whole world can watch it. Especially it's our game in this country. Why are we accommodating other countries? They're using the safety reasons
because of him. Because of him. And they've changed. They've moved the goalpost for him a few times, and they don't really like it. And they're backing because the other teams are backing him. They'll be like, oh, we can't have this. We got to make an example of him. So no, we're gonna keep on giving him 12. We're gonna keep on giving him 12:30. They're doing on purpose.
Guys, this is gonna be his 15th. The next team's 6. You know what I mean?
12:30.
So 12:30 kickoffs. Yeah, this is under Klopp. This is gonna be his 15th time. Like Nurabits, what do you think of it, man? Because I thought like this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I understand if it's equal with other teams, but it's not.
Yeah, especially with the amount of South American players we have that need to come back on time. I mean, it's not bad this time, but usually you'll see them landing on a Thursday, basically do a little morning training on a Friday, and that's why Darwin's always on the bench, because he's played 4 games over in South America, and obviously after a long flight like that, you don't usually risk players because anything can happen. And so for Liverpool to be getting it for the 15th time tells me it tells me that there's a stitch up going on somewhere within whoever organizes this fixtures and what time they should go in. They should how do they I want to know how they come up with these scenarios, or how do they come up with which team should play at 12:30?
They'll say it's computer animated, computer automated.
That's what they said. Yeah, it's something like that.
That's so what it picked Liverpool 15 times out of 20.
That's
20
what they'll
teams.
try and claim, but the reality is, usually it depends on. I know it's on Sky, and they've done a whole safety reasons thing.
But Harry, 1 second though. When was the last time you seen a 12:30 kickoff on Sky? Does anyone know here?
No, they don't. Usually it's on BT.
No, they don't. What's happened there is whoever usually gets the 12:30 is whoever whatever game BT have managed to snag themselves for the weekend. Usually, that's what game is usually the 12:30. If they manage to get more than one, then there'll be a 7:45 on the same day, generally, or maybe sometimes. But what's happened here anyway is them and BT have agreed to swap, because the 5:30 is going to be the BT, and the claiming
Arsenal
it's to do
and Brentford, I think.
Brentford.
it is, and the claiming it's to do with safety reasons, I believe.
What safety?
They apparently they're just scared the Scousers and Manx are going to drink all day and then kick each other's heads in.
Manchester United last season beat them.
Yeah, exactly. We played them at 8 o'clock, right, on a Monday.
They're not even our rivals. What the hell were they talking about? Man United's our rivals. Or we played them 8 o'clock at night that time, or we beat them 7-0?
Did we not play?
To be absolutely fair though, I went down to Old Trafford that day and it wasn't very nice between the two sets of fans. That's all I'm going to say. So maybe we can give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying this is why. Maybe we can give them the benefit of the doubt and say they've maybe learned something from that. But I doubt it.
Yeah. JK says quality player Gravenberch. Age-wise, I've seen a burst of energy. I think that means where he drives with the ball. It's what we need. I love Gravenberch. What I like about him is he's not the typical player that passes the ball out of panic reasons. He will get the ball and turn with it, and turn players. And I love seeing
excellence.
Technical players at its best, mate, in my opinion. But we move on anyway, guys. Like I said, the last time we beat Man City was that time when we beat them 4-2. How can we beat them, Anton? Like, what do we have to do in this game to change, the landscape of, previous games that we faced them?
Well, they've shot themselves in the foot selling some players, to be honest. But
because they're not a technical team anymore, Anton. They're more defensive, aren't they now?
They're more defensive now, innit? And we're more attacking now, so let it come. I think, like I said, stop Haaland, because Haaland without the ball, for me personally, he's like Cristiano Ronaldo. He follows Cristiano Ronaldo, innit? And Cristiano Ronaldo, without scoring, that's why he scores so much, because if he doesn't score, he's not in the game. He's not in the game. And for me, he's similar. Yeah. He's not in the game. He doesn't do enough. So I think we win that part. It's just the turnover. If we've got defensive midfielder, someone's going to start. If anything comes back, you know what I mean? Because they've still got Ronaldo Silva, who's brilliant. He's been walking the Premier League since he come here.
I hate him.
He's one of them players I've been saying look, just look at this guy. If you think Messi wouldn't do well in the Premier League, just watch this guy. And he's half of what Messi. He's probably quarter. Like intelligent-wise and IQ. He's a brilliant footballer. Brilliant artist on the ball. Even though he hates Liverpool fans. I hate him, but I can't knock his football. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Rodri's he can be a problem for us as well. Defensive midfielder, but he can shoot with either foot, and his passing is brilliant. We need to put Simon on him quickly. Who else?
They've got Doku. They've got
Doku. I've always said Doku already. Doku is going to be a problem. I don't think
they've got Foden.
It's funny we're going to pay Trent because Trent will be will be great us going forward. Yeah. But when he's got the ball, I'm going to be scared. Honestly, I'm going to be scared for Trent. Okay. Because he'll rip him. Okay. And it's not even a joke.
Do you guys, in Trent, let me just read this comment before we go on. JK says Gravenberch needs to now concentrate on his game and make that Holland first 11 for the Euros next year in Germany. 100% right. 100% JK. No doubt about that. With Trent, in this game, do you allow the inverted role? That's what I meant to ask you guys. We know these two are going to start, so I'll put them up already. Yeah. Do you allow this role that he does here? Because, if we leave it like that, Doku, I don't think Grealish is going to play. I think it's Doku is going to play. That space is going to be empty, and he's going to have a field day. Do you think they should allow that inverted role in this game and just concentrate on keeping the shape?
I have a feeling. That we'll play Gomez.
I'll play Gomez, even though I don't like him.
Would you guys all play Gomez, Harley?
I'll play Gomez.
No.
I'll play Gomez.
Not over Trent, no.
No, not over Trent. I think Trent, it might be a surprise today because I don't think Liverpool or Klopp can hold him back anymore. He's clearly stated where he really wants to play.
Yeah.
And that's in that middle. And this inverted role where he tucks in and then you expect Kanate to control that whole area might be a bit too difficult, especially in a game where City will probably have majority of the ball. Yeah. We might require Trent. I think Trent starts regardless.
Do you think? Let me ask a question in repeats. What do you think Trent as a DM?
I think he has the attributes to do it. He's athletic enough as well to cover a lot of ground. It's just I worry sometimes where he just might switch off a little bit. In that DM role, sometimes if you switch off, you can get killed. But I think that was his position growing up. That was his position under Pep Linders in the under 18s, and the under 21s. Yeah, so he can play that position. He can become like a quarterback for us. Yeah. Where we can, however, then it just brings up a lot more dilemma. Who accompanies him in midfield? Is it going to be Gravenberch or is it going to be McAllister? Is it going to be Szoboszlai? And I tend to go with a midfield of Trent, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. So that's a quite.
That sounds like a good midfield. That sounds like a hard working as well as quality on top of that as well.
Exactly, and then try and control it, and then bring on some of the younger guys with the energy when those Man City players are a little bit tired in the second half of the second half. So
so you prefer Gomez to play in this position to accommodate Doku or Grealish?
Yeah, because
it will stop that line. Like them, they're going to be consistently using the width, aren't they, Harley? They're going to be consistently using the width, Man City. That's what they do. They have to go out wide, commit the team, and then get the balls in the box for Haaland. Harley, do you think are you agreement with Nurabeats with that, or do you prefer to play as a right back?
I agree with the thinking, but I don't necessarily agree with the way it's being executed. I think ultimately that inverted fullback, inverted wingback, whatever you want to call it, role is tailor-made for Alexander-Arnold. He doesn't necessarily have to be constantly sitting in the second half of the pitch at all times in order for that to work. What can happen is he can simply be there in the build-up. He can pick his moments, and the manager can pick his moments for him to go high and wide. He can find the pockets of space he needs to find. Be that centrally, be that out wide, wherever throughout the game. But I think what he offers in build-up in terms of being able to resist the high press of Man City and be able to somewhat compete with them for possession rather than letting them have 60, 65, 70% of the ball. I personally think it's too important to sacrifice that. And that is why I think if you're going to, what you've either got to do there is if you're gonna drop one of the wing backs, it's probably got to be Tsimikas and go for Gomez on the left, I think. Would I personally do that? I'm kind of 50-50. But for me, you can't sacrifice what Trent Alexander-Arnold brings to the table. Have Ibrahima Konate go out and sweep them wide positions if you need, or simply concede that space and allow Van Dijk and Konate to deal with the balls. As we've said, the primary thing is to cut the service off to Haaland, isn't it? That's the number one way to deal with this Manchester City side. So you can do that, and you can have Alexander-Arnold in the positions to receive the ball and build up, resist the press. I think that's the best way to deal with them. You've got to kind of fight fire with fire to an extent. We can't necessarily just... We have to play our own game rather than worry about stopping Man City's, and I think we are good enough to go and do that. Obviously, we have to be a little bit pragmatic in moments, but I don't want to see Alexander-Arnold's game sacrificed. I am a big fan of this inverted role, and I think it's only going to get better with a proper defensive midfielder, personally. So that's my opinion.
Guys, secondly, who do you want on the right-hand side of the defense? Matip? Gomez?
No, Konate.
Oh, Konate.
Has to be Konate.
Konate, if he's fit, yeah.
Anton?
It's got to be Konate.
Anton, why do you want Konate there, bro? Compared to Matip, who's been on form, in form. Yeah?
Physicality.
Speed and physicality, yeah? Do you all agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, the governor has to be there. Left back, guys, Gomez or Tsimikas? Who do you guys want there? And I'll start with Nurbic.
Yeah, I'll 100% get Tsimikas. When Gomez played there against Luton, we absolutely had no threat down that side.
Yep.
It depends on the actual game, innit, and the pitch.
It does, but sometimes you want a threat on that left-hand side, other than just Diaz or Jota being isolated there. Someone that can, go beyond them and offer them. And you saw how his game changed after the assist. He was a completely different person.
Different player, 100%.
He's a confidence player.
What about you, Anton? Do you prefer him, Tsimikas on that position, or Gomez?
He's got to be him. He's got to be him. Even though he can be a wind-up, but
Harley?
going forward, he can be good.
I personally think it's quite a difficult one, because, I 100% see the point, and I absolutely agree with the point that, there was absolutely nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there in terms of attack with Gomez there on the left side against Luton. But how we possibly find the game playing out in terms of counter-attacking City compared to a team that sits back in Luton is a little bit different. And personally, I'm 55-45 on Tsimikas personally. But that for me just means that the midfield has to be a little bit more pragmatic. But what's really tipped the scale a little bit for me is the performance he put in against Brentford. I thought he was fantastic. I think people have been a bit too harsh on him. I thought, he obviously made a silly mistake.
Harley, let me ask you guys a question about Tsimikas here. What do you expect from a player that's low in confidence? That, each time he plays good in the past, he was dropped for Robertson and things like that. What do you expect a player to do? He's not going to be performing at a higher level anymore. His confidence is already low. So he's going to have to re-energize himself to go again. I mean, when Robertson gets back, he's going to be going to the bench again.
Like I said before, Foz, he's a confidence player. Everyone just reiterated when he got the assist, then he was a different player. He's a
He
confident
was
player.
spot on.
So if he's confident playing, it's hard. But Robertson's back. It's hard to tell someone.
It's hard, bro.
He needs to be someone who's a battler, man. Grow up and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna fight.
Exactly.
I have to be confident. I have to believe in myself. That's what you gotta have to do. He's just a confident player, and when he's not, you can tell he's got his knickers in a twist.
Yeah, he just needs to forget exactly what. Because I think he's always worried about he might just be taken off. Even when Robertson wasn't available, he was still being taken off.
Yes.
So I think he's thinking, should I don't make this mistake? I might be taken off. I think he should just forget that, because I remember something very similar happened with me, where I wasn't getting into the team, and similarly, as soon as if I did get a start. If I would be in my own head. If I make a mistake, I'm being taken off. I'll be the first to be taken off. And then until one day I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna play my game and play it as best as I can. If I get taken off, I get taken off. I don't really care. And then my performance is increasing. My starting burst started increasing.
But you see that new It's like with that pressure, look what you could do. You know what I mean? There's no pressure on your back, so you play your own game. That's how the confidence.
Think about it, guys. When he first came, he was quality. I thought potentially.
Everybody's saying he should play ahead of Robertson.
I think he was going to take Robertson's place, because not only could he do Robertson's runs and that and work rate, he could easily. He was technically enough to come on his right foot and make a pass.
Yep.
And Robertson wouldn't do that. Robertson was so bent on his left foot.
Yeah.
And passing back.
Yeah. Passing back. Yeah. You come on his right foot and have a little clip, like cross it back post or something.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Robertson, he crosses the ball all the time. He doesn't care. Even if there's a player in front of him, he tries to curl it around the player to get it in the box. That's what I like about him. But Harley, go on. Sorry, mate.
I actually think, again, this could be a little bit of an unconventional idea. Whether Klopp does this or not, I'm not sure. But I actually think Tsimikas, he showed this a little bit in pre-season, and he showed it when when he's played left back and Shed's not played right back. He's actually quite good at inverting. His right foot is fairly decent, as we've mentioned. Like, I think for a left back, he's very two-footed. So it wouldn't surprise me if at times we see him kind of inverting a little bit. It wouldn't shock me if at times we seen a 3-2 kind of build up with the defensive midfielder dropping in between, or maybe even just to the side of one of the centre halves, and then seeing the two fullbacks invert. That wouldn't surprise me at all in terms of build up and being able to. I just think it's an option, and I think it would be.
It's good to have different options, Harley. You know, like the issues we had in the past, we didn't have enough options. Now we've got options to do things like that. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? So it's good to have different options.
Yeah, 12 months ago we wouldn't be able to do things like this.
Exactly, mate. 12 man says, big up JK, You Never Walk Alone, Vods, Aziz, all those in the chat, and big up also the panel and You Never Walk Alone. Big up 12 man. We're going to do something soon, brother, so get ready. We're back to normality now. The DM role, people, who do you want there? Who do you want as the DM? I know who I want. Me and Harley already spoke about it earlier. But is he the right person? What I've said about Endo, Anton wants me to say it. What I've said about him is, it's time to play him now. We have to see what he can do. And this is the biggest game that you could see what he can do. You could make him or you could break him. So, you know what I mean? It's about, like, give him a run of games. Yeah. You can't get bigger than this. Go on, Anton.
What's that?
Go on, Anton. Well, who's your DM?
My DM? I had Trent, but you know what? I don't think it's just that's a dream, isn't it? You know what I mean? But you're right, Foss. Go for Ender. Go for it. It's you've got nothing to lose, bro.
Nothing to lose, man.
It just shows that you should put you on the map. Exactly. This is just what you're here for. You're professional.
Exactly, exactly, bro. What about you, Nurbeats?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with all of you guys. I think it's a bit like it's a big step up. Man City away. At home, maybe I could have accepted that, but away he might get targeted because as Anton said, he said that he's not the best at being press resistant. And if they target him, if he becomes the trigger for the pressing, it can become sticky, and he'll be obviously closer to our goal than theirs. So it can become sticky. Someone that's a little bit more confident and able to be press resistant is McAllister.
Yeah,
and I think McAllister in this game, I'll trust a little bit more than.
Can I change for us? I want to go McAllister.
Yeah, you can change.
McAllister,
Okay.
you're right, bro. Yeah, I was dreaming. I was dreaming, bro. Innit?
That is why I made the case. No beats to have Wataru Endo kind of play that to Football Managerize it, the half-back role, basically, where he drops in between. And that's his job in build-up, rather than someone who sits 5 yards in front of the defence and has to basically try and Thiago turn a non-Russian Man City presser, basically. Let your Alexander-Arnolds and then let left centre mid come in and do that job. Let Endo sit in between the centre halves or in to the right of Konate, whatever.
That's what I said. Something like that. Yeah.
And you could do that.
I mean, what I've said is, Harley, what I've said is, this is as far as you can go. You can't go further than that. You always have to be around this area, covering these gaps. That's as far as you can go. I don't want, you know what Fabinho used to do before? He used to go all the way up here, and then we lose the ball,
and we're dead.
Nobody can catch it. That's it.
It was better when he used to sit. It was better when he used to sit.
Just sit there. Just sit in front of the defence. Don't go far. That's all I want you to do. We have the ball. Just go as far as the centre circle and come back.
Just like the cleaner lady, just to stay and sweep up, man. That's what I loved him for that. You know what I'm saying? He used to do the little cynical fouls and get away with it. You know what I mean? Get a yellow. I missed that about him, man.
So Harley, who do you prefer there? Him or McAllister?
Yeah, he's my guy personally for this game. I just think it's the right thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do simply because, again, to get around the whole issue of him maybe not being the most press resistant, I'd simply just have him drop deeper and have Trent and Tsimikas and the midfield do a lot of the kind of press resistant where and you can have the good thing about having them three kind of sit there is having them three kind of pass between each other will frustrate City and probably get them to eventually trigger a press, which leaves more space for the players ahead. So that's what I do rather than sitting 5 yards in front when you're building up. Have them drop either in between or on the right hand side of Konate for the build up. That's what I would do personally. I think that's probably my preferred build up setup. It's a little left field and a little unconventional, but I personally feel that's how you get the best of both worlds in terms of hiding his weaknesses and getting the most of his strength in terms of being out of possession.
Yeah. What I've said about Endo against Brentford, I thought he done a good job. I obviously I'm with everybody else. I don't think he was outstanding, but he does what he says in the tin, innit? That's what he done in the game. So you got to give him more opportunities. If you keep taking him off, as we discussed about Tsimikas, the confidence will go away. You know what I mean? So let him build his confidence and let him play in that position. Don't go too far from the defense. You know what I mean? And make sure you're around that. And the most important thing for him now is that pitch is wide enough for him to, not like Anfield when it's a small congested pitch and everybody gets at you. Now we could see if he could play in a bigger pitch in a different way. You know what I mean? So just give the guy opportunity. That's what I say. I say you play him there. On the left hand side, Nurabeats, who do you want of the midfield? Do you want McAllister, Jones, or Gravenberch with his fitness?
Yeah. For this one, it will have to be McAllister.
Okay. What about you, Anton? Oh, sorry. Go explain.
Just his similar role where he played for Argentina, where he controlled that left hand side, and he's brilliant. He can be that third man running into the box, or he can even be dictating from there. So,
Anton?
I concur with Nurabeats. I'll say McAllister. He keeps the ball moving, keeps it ticking. He's very intelligent. He can see what the problems are, and defensively and offensively. So I would say McAllister.
Harley, do you agree?
This is the hardest one for me. This is the hardest one. This is a coin flip. This is a coin flip between.
Oh, is it fate? Yeah.
Between McAllister and between Curtis Jones. Now that might be a little bit of a whoa, what? But he's our most accurate passer at the end of the day. And if we're going to try and compete with Man City for possession, we very well might need that. But it's also tough to leave someone of the quality and caliber of McAllister.
You see what they're saying about the accurate passer? Are they adding forward passes in the opponent's boxes, or is it just all around?
I'm kind of, I mean all around, but in terms of both,
it's all around, isn't it?
Like it does. Its decision making's top.
Now it is. Top. Now it is. I was one of them people that wanted him out, but I hear you saying that.
I've championed him for the longest time and took all the for it. So naturally, I'm going to kind of have that little bit of bias. But I seriously think if we want to challenge, it depends how we want to go about this game. If we want to challenge Man City for possession and try and go about it that way, Curtis is the man. But I'm 51-49 in favour of McAllister. And the thing that's tipping me is the fact that Jones hasn't played due to having a knock and an injury. So that's why I'm picking McAllister. But I really wanted to present the case for Curtis Jones because I seriously think there is one.
Don't forget about this guy as well, guys. Don't forget about him as well.
Nah, super sub.
He's been brilliant. Harvey Elliott.
Super sub.
Yeah. He's unlucky really that Szoboszlai and Salah in his positions.
Yeah. Maybe if he performed better last season, things could have been different for him. You know what I mean? Now competition for places, it's a bit difficult for him. What about obviously Salah's going to play on the right. On the left-hand side, Jota, Diaz or Gakpo? I'll start with you, Harley.
It's all of our forwards have been an incredible.
Nunes, Nunes can play there too. Yeah.
They all have. I'm inclined to go for. I'm thinking. Simply, my decision making is influenced by impact that can be had off the bench from Nunes, but I'm inclined to go with. I think I'm going to go with Jota and Diaz on this one.
Yes.
Jota,
it's a little bit left field, but if we're playing this count, not only is Diaz fantastic in 1v1s and in terms of beating his man, but if we're playing that little bit of counter-attack, which we will at times, he's probably the quickest of our attackers in terms of having the ball at his feet and being able to go with it. And I will go with Nunes as well for the same reasons. But against City, I feel like we need somebody who's going to be able to have the ball at the feet. And I'm not saying Nunes hasn't improved in that manner, but Jota is that level above. I know he's played off the left mostly, but I'd have him through the middle for this one. And then I'd look around 55, 60 minutes in to bring Nunes on, simply because I really like the idea of flesh legs coming up against a high Man City line. So
I think Man City hate pace, don't they? They really hate pace against them, innit? So
that's why I'd make those decisions personally. But I definitely see a case to play either Nunes or Gakpo through the middle or Jota on the left.
So you prefer Jota on the left there? What about you, Nura Beats?
I'll personally be going for Diaz and Diaz. Diaz will be on the left for me, and as Harley said, an impact from Nunes off the bench, and have Gakpo playing as a false nine where he can drop in and create the overload centrally.
Do you think because of the size of the pitch, it would be good for Gakpo to drop deep and start running at teams? Yeah, because at Anfield it's a bit congested, isn't it? So he can't really do that. Exactly.
I remember the last game, the Liverpool, although we got beat 4-1.
Yeah.
I remember Gakpo gave Rodri such a hard time.
Yeah.
where he would control it, turn,
and he was
and
taking him
drive.
out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Gakpo can have a really good role. He didn't travel too far, like some of the South American guys, and so have Gakpo in there, and then as Harley said, used Nunes when the legs are tired to come on and absolutely cause havoc in their back line. And
that's good to have an option like that. 100%.
And open up space for all sorts to happen.
Yeah. What about you, Anton?
Well, I was going with what Harley said. Yeah, at first, Diaz, Jota, and Salah. But I'm reading it now, and I feel like Gakpo can help us in midfield as well, dropping in from a false 9. But on the left,
Who do you want, boys?
I might do a wild card, even though he winds me the up, man.
Yeah.
He wants me to be up and Nunes, but sometimes it can be a hindrance to he's obviously a hindrance to himself, but sometimes it can be a hindrance to the other team because his unpredictability. I feel like with Diaz, thinking having for pace, Walker having for pace, he's gonna have to be clever. With
he's done it in the past. He's done it in the past.
Yes. With Nunes, he's not clever. He's just unpredictable. I would think, for me personally, if I'm dreaming at my team right now, it'll be this, and I'll put Nunes on the left and say, do you know what? Not even at 60 minutes, put him on now and just go gun ho. You know what I mean? Gun blazing, get the guns out early. Forget about this respect shit. Put him on. Just tell him. Just don't think. Don't think and just go for them. So I would say play Nunes. This is as a wild card.
I say obviously play Diaz. You know what I mean? It's I think he's been performing since his dad been returned to him.
Of course.
I want to see him like start. You see making an impact. He's 27 years old, guys. He's not even a young guy anymore. So
you see him against Brazil?
Should be. Yeah. He was brilliant. Two headers.
I was going to say he only went and put 2 past Brazil, didn't he?
Yeah, bro.
Alisson in goal.
Bat out of hell. Is that a bat out of hell? Like the devil just released him. Say, bro, I release you, bro. I release you. And he just went. I've never seen it. His eyes are open. He was on crack.
Hey,
like,
he was
Tony Yayo, cocaine that day. He was running everywhere. His heat map. What?
Are you guys happy with that starting lineup, or do you make a slight change?
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
I am happy with that. The only thing I again would have said differently would have been just about, look, I see the case for Gakpo because them midfield overloads would be absolutely be very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. And then with the line that they play, to have the kind of quality of Diaz and Salah coming in behind and isolating players 1 versus 1. That's a good team, to say the least.
Yeah,
it's good to have the bench as well, isn't it, guys? Like to have the strength and depth. I mean, like it's brilliant. JK says,
unleash Nunes.
Listen, coming off the bench when the players are tiring. You know what I've always said as well, guys. Like in regards to Man City games, like if you watch them against other teams that beat them, like the regular ones that beat them, like Wolverhampton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and teams like that. And everybody asks, why do they always beat them? Because, in the first 30 minutes, they make sure Man City tire themselves out. Because you know what Man City do? They score a goal in that first 30 minutes. So once they score that first goal, it opens up the other team to come out and, at a position. So they will counter-attack and get the goals. So this is the issue that we need to stop. Because what I've seen about Liverpool and Man City, we play our game, but the thing is we're too open at times. Hence why they get that first goal every single time we face them at the Etihad, and then they go on to win the game or we draw the game. I agree with that starting lineup. I think that's a beautiful starting lineup. I've got no arguments about that. I was going to put Nunes instead of Gakpo because the pitch is wide enough. It's long enough for Nunes just to cause havoc the whole day through the middle. But if it's not going to happen, Gakpo is fine. Gakpo needs to start performing in that position anyway because he hasn't performed as a striker for this season. He's been playing, I think, midfielder and a left winger. So it's time for him to start performing in that middle role. Yeah. So yeah, good lineup, guys. Honestly, good lineup. Guys, we've gone over like 2 hours. It's great conversation. You see, we're back to normality. I love it, man. I really love it. Man. Thanks for coming on, guys. Obviously,
I've only just seen the time. It's
yeah, man. It's such a good conversation. You don't even notice. You don't even
gonna beat me, man.
Yeah, fucking hell, at all. Bloody hell. Let me just read the comments before we go, guys. Prediction for the game, Harley. What's your score? What's the score for that game?
All I'm saying, Fozzie, is I've only ever been to the Etihad once, and that was in 2012. We won. Heading there Saturday. Hopefully, bring a little bit of luck, and I'm going to be optimistic and say that we'll do them 2-1. But ultimately, mate, if we come away with a draw, I think that puts us in a really good position. I'm not usually one of these who wants to go out and play for a draw. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if it so happens that we play our best and they play their best, and we come away with the points at the Etihad, that's not the end of the world, but that just then would make the game at Anfield that little bit bigger and that little bit more important.
Okay,
but, I'm going to say 2-1, and I'm going to say Salah and Darwin are going to be the two scorers.
Nice one. Nurbits?
I really want us to go after Man City. Test yourselves, to see where you are right now, this midfield. Test yourself, where you stand exactly. Obviously not go too crazy, go too gun-ho where you leave too much space, but don't be afraid of them and just give them a good game. And it's 12:30 kickoff. We usually don't do too well in the early kickoffs, but it's because sometimes it's players are usually used to evening or afternoon kickoffs. You know what I mean? So I've got a feeling that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be 3-2 Liverpool.
Oh,
wow! Anton, are you gonna beat that or what?
I've gone for 2-2.
What?
I was gonna go for a 2-2.
I'm seeing a 2-2, man. Yeah. I'm seeing a 2-2.
Is the defense that bad? Both of them.
I'm seeing a 2-2. Yeah. Well, it's just. I'm just seeing Trent, man. I'm just seeing Trent. He's gonna be there. And Doku's gonna have. I'm telling you guys, he's gonna have a whale of a time. I'm sorry, it's just he's got to be real. And it's going to be the problem. And from there, you know what? I'm gonna put Gomez there.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't have him isolating.
I'll go for 2-1 Liverpool. I've got to support my team no matter what. But let me just read this comment, then I'll move to the last bit. He said he's full of confidence, so much like that, and some people might mistake it for arrogance. The guy knows what he's doing, and he wants to win. Yeah, Soboslai is just amazing.
His favorite player is Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it?
Is it? No. Does he do the oohs, whatever he does?
No. He took a lot from his game.
Yeah.
Technique wise.
The final question to all of you. I'll start with Nurabit. If we win this game, where do we stand in the league this season? If we win this game, guys.
If we win this game, this is obviously then 100% the pressure will start coming, and media fans will start talking Liverpool for title talks, and the team has to be strong enough to block all of that out. But if we do beat them, depending how we beat them, if we beat them convincingly, then it sets out a statement for the rest of the Premier League. Listen, this team is here to be contended with, and if you think that Liverpool is just here just to participate, you're wrong. After having a bad season last season, almost making top four as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
However, this season with the squad that we do have, and we beat Man City convincingly, I think it sets a big statement out and boosts a lot of the confidence and maybe reassures the players themselves and gets them going
Yes,
on
JK.
to believe that they can do it. And there's always one game in a season where you thought, boom, yes, I think we done. I don't know, for the title winning season, I remember it was Aston Villa for me when we came back from Aston Villa. I thought, oh shit, I think we can do it this season. And sometimes that one game is what makes a lot of people believe. And so it could be this one. Haven't beaten Man City there since when did you say? Since the Coutinho,
Firmino and Skirtle.
Yeah, that's a long time. So we're due one. So hopefully it happens.
What about you, Anton? What do you think, mate? If we win this game, does it send out a statement Liverpool's here, or do we still
it sends
need to do more?
out a better statement to when Arsenal beat them, because they had a lot of players out. Rodri especially was out for them. So, and they had what's his name, that young boy playing for them. One with his big hair, Sideshow Bob. What is his name?
Rico Lewis.
Yeah, he was playing midfield. So, and they were gassed that we won. We battered them. I said, boys, come on. If they've had at least had Rodri, it would have been a better game for them. You know that.
Yeah.
They've got Rodri now. I think if we beat them, it would be great if we beat them. But if we beat them, it would send the true shivers and say, look, they had I know they had De Bruyne, but they still had my man. You understand? It would be a better win than, like I said, than Arsenal beat them. It would be, because their turf, they've got Rodri, they've got few man, Doku's playing, and it would send shivers down to the rest of the league. Say, boy, Liverpool might be dark horses. I don't think we should call them dark horses anymore. It's a real title contenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, Harley? If we win, does it send out a statement to everybody that Liverpool's here to stay? Because there's still those doubters everywhere, as you know. What do you think?
You know what I've said from day one, and I took all the stick in the world for it, and I had all the people in the world laughing at me for it, but I believe, mate. I believe, and I have done from day one. And to go there, and if we can go there and get 3 points, my God, what a statement that is. What a statement that is. And I feel as though it would just not only enforce the confidence of the players and the supporters, but for me on a personal level, it would enforce what I have been believing since towards the back end of last season, when I started to see what we were building on, and then through the transfer window when I started to see what we were doing. I seriously believe that Liverpool Football Club are going to go out and collect some major trophies this season, and I genuinely believe the Premier League's going to be one of them trophies.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. With me, I've got to be realistic in regards to the team. I've said it. I've said this team is better than 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys agree with me. It's up to you.
Than 2 years ago.
Ability-wise, I think we've got.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is 100%.
What impresses me more than anything is even though they've just been put together, they're still top of the league. Unbeaten in the league still, like we discussed earlier. We're still unbeaten in the league as well. So if a team that's just been put together and performing in a higher level like this, we're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, we're still in the FA Cup, we're almost qualifying through the Europa Cup, and we're 1 point off the top. So that's not a bad season considering what we've seen last season. You know what I mean? Last season we was getting beat by everyone. Nobody cared about us. You know what I mean? So it shows that we've improved to another level. But the frightening thing is for other teams, this is just the beginning. We are going to get better. Once the players get to know each other and they know their surroundings and how to play together, can you imagine where we can go? We could just dominate, you know what I mean? And I like what Jurgen Klopp is building at the moment. But listen, 1 point off the top, if we beat Man City, sends out a statement, in my opinion. And why not win the league, guys? Like, it's not impossible. You know what I mean? Nobody's running away with it so far. You know what I mean? So even Aston Villa is only 3 points off the top.
No,
it clearly shows. It clearly shows that we can do
competition this year is much better this year. everyone's on almost firing on all cylinders, and we're seeing Man United like crap. I love it. This is brilliant. I love it. This is a good time to be alive right now. Personally.
Yeah, guys. We're back to normality in here, man. I'm happy that we done a stream, but it's the longest stream I've done in a while as well. Nurubits, where can people find
we've been here so long. I'm seeing tomorrow, man.
It's been a great conversation. I'm
We
going to
had
put
until
the
kick
comments
off.
Nurubits, where people can find you, brother.
Yeah, you can find me on X, should I say, call it now. They call it X at No Beats, and also YouTube. And I dabble with TikTok from time to time as well. No Beats. Everything is No Beats. So yeah, find me there. If you want to come down and have conversations over there, we talk tactics. We analyze the game, performances, individual performances. And so yeah, come on down.
Harley, where can people find you, brother?
People can find me on Twitter if they want to turn around and follow me. Has LFC97. Just type that up on Twitter. Should come up. You'll see the profile. But in terms of content, hopefully this channel is the very place to find me and the amazing panel that we've got here. Fozzie and Norbeats, Anton, all absolutely amazing people, amazing content creators, and so if you've not already subscribed, notifications on and all that, and you should hopefully be seeing more of me on here, and I'm very grateful for that and for the opportunities to be able to do that. So thanks everyone.
Anton?
Yeah, usually you can find me on the streets, you know what I mean? In the streets. No.
I see like central London behind you, bro.
City, man.
All the dogs, man. All the dogs.
City, bro. New York City, now, like the city. Yeah, that's Canary Wharf actually for you. Yeah, you can find me on this channel when you can, when I'm here, or Insta, Antos01. And you know what? I remember I found my YouTube name is Antos Barca. My son done it for me years ago. Like I was like, Barca? I thought you like Barca. I said, yeah, but why? Couldn't change it. I just left it. It says Antos Barca on YouTube. I ain't got anything going on there, but if you want to chat to me or anything like that, yeah. You can.
Guys, did we cover this one?
You're on Instagram.
Nurubits, did we cover this comment?
No, we didn't.
Let's cover it now before we go. What would be the list top to bottom on ability to contribute for our midfield in the panel's concerted opinion? What do you think of it, Nurubits? From top to bottom, he's asking. Before we go,
I'm not sure what the question's asking.
That's a deep question. It's so deep, I can't even understand it.
I think he's asking the ability from top to bottom on our midfield. How do we class them? I think that's what
on ability wise.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to me, it's a Bosley top. Yeah. Potential wise, it's Gravenberch. He's ceiling. I think his ceiling's got more of a ceiling. Like I said, he was a wonder kid. There's more coming, maybe. I feel. Then it's McAllister.
Yeah. Do you think McAllister is the complete out of the lot? Like the most complete at his age, 24? He's done it obviously in the World Cup.
He's got the age for him as well. He's got the age for him as well. That's the factor as well. He's got the experience. So it is him. If you say it like that, it is him. He's 24, you know what I'm saying? And then he's been in the Premier League longer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree with Anton. I think like that. Obviously, Szoboszlai is just at 22, 23 now. He's just reached 23. It's just another level. It's just another level, man. Yeah. JK said I would also go with Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai in the midfield against City. Yeah, 100%. Nice one. Chelsea perspective. One of the older guys that used to be on here. Big up, brother. Big up. Liverpool will beat City 3-2. It's going to be high scoring.
What kind wants to say?
What a
Thanks,
high
Chelsea.
scoring game. So sorry, Uncle Rose, we're leaving, but I'll tomorrow. We'll do something tomorrow together. Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, let me know, man. I ain't seen that guy in
All the
ages.
games Saturday, lads. Yes, to Harley especially. Sobostar, Thiago, McAllister, Gravenberg, Besitich, Elliott, Jones, and Ndu. Wow, that's a frightening midfield. I mean,
Right.
that's a frightening midfield.
Did I tell you that's Thiago like my picture of the kids? Did I tell you that? And did I tell you that first?
No, first time I've heard it, bro.
Years ago, obviously, I've been watching Thiago from Barca B, right?
Yeah.
I've been following from there, and he's come up and played a couple of games for Barca, followed him all the way through.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, through Instagram and that now, he's on his way going to Bayern. I've messaged like saying good luck, just randomly. It was just out there. Like good luck on your next journey. I've been following you for ages. And he liked what I said. And next thing you know, he liked the picture of the kids. I was so gassed. I ran into the room. Yeah, look. He's like, she goes, who's like Thiago? She goes, who's Thiago? I said, there's a player I've been working for time. He's brilliant. I watched his dad play and everything. I've watched him. I love him. Like, even Bobby Robson said something. She goes, who's that? I'm like, forget about it. All I know, all she remembers is he liked the kids.
Bobby Robson's a legend, man.
Is it really him or is it a fan? I said, no, the tick. He said he's got the tick, man. I couldn't believe it. I was super gassed. I'm still trying to look for that picture. I'm telling you, I think I deleted it. But I'm because she remembers it vaguely. She goes, yeah, I can see it. I wasn't dreaming. He liked the picture of all the kids. I was like, oh my God. And when he was coming, bro, I was over the moon, bro. It was like when we beat Barcelona for when we beat them at Anfield for the semi-final. It was that kind of feeling. I was like, gassed because I watched that player. You know what I mean? I watched him for time, like grow up doing his thing. Even watched his dad doing this in the World Cup '94. You know what I'm saying?
Romario and his dad,
his dad, so I've been watching him for time, and when he came, I was like, over the
crazy, isn't it?
But mate, that's not in Stephen Warnock, like one of my comments on
Instagram. Real
Stephen Warnock.
No, something, bro. It's something, bro. I'm guessing anything. I'm not like going mad for superstars or anything like that, but little things. I like little things, and that was a little thing. It was a big thing.
Legend, listen, the guy's one of the best midfielders of his generation, Anton. So you got.
If it wasn't injuries, do you know what? All I'm saying, it'd be so nice when he comes back and he's playing, and the kids they learn off him.
He's the final piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? End the season in the high.
And he said he stayed. And he said he's going to stay because of that. You hear him say on the stage.
I love it. Yeah, I heard him.
Love that, bro. Love that.
Yeah. Rabona, is it Rabona Red says Endu San is the soonest samurai?
The soonest samurai.
Okay. Samurai.
Endo-san.
Okay. Yeah, guys. It's been a pleasure. We're back to normality. We're back tomorrow again, and we're going to be back on Saturday again. We're going to be back on Sunday again. We're going to be back on Monday again. So it's never going to end. Man. Never going to end. We're back. Please support the channel. Hit that like button, subscription button, and all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this. Obviously, stream was Let's Talk LFC episode 46. It's been a while, man. Since 2019 we did it, guys. So it's been a long time like we've been doing this. So please just subscribe, hit that like button.
Guys, you don't have to hit that subscribe button. Don't smash it. Just touch it nice. Touch it.
Take a touch.
Touch it nicely. Just say bang. There you go. Subscribe and then like it.
How's your first touch, boys? How's your first touch?
That little notification bell.
Anton, how's your first touch again? Was it instant? What did you used to call it before? Like when you just kill the ball.
Right, instant touch, bro. Instant.
Kill the ball.
Kill it dead.
The good old days, man.
You can sleep, man.
Big up, JK, as always, brother. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Honestly, thanks for the chat and all that stuff. You know, this helps us, keep coming back.
Hey guys, I'm gonna let you in a secret, right?
Go on.
We used to call Fozzie
Black
Manamum. Not Manamum, Black Manamum.
Black.
Honestly, you had the same kind of build and used to get past players.
I was slim in it, so I just run with the ball and take off.
Mate, you know what that reminds me of? There was this black lad I used to play football with. He was a Liverpool fan, right? Because I have bad hamstrings. He only went and called me Nabby Whiter.
Oh God, no way! Freaking hell! Top show, bros. You never walk alone. Thanks, JK, as always, bro. I could be back early tomorrow as well. Maybe 2:30, maybe 12 o'clock. I don't know. I might be doing something, but we will be back for the preview show. Hopefully, the brothers from Man City will arrive and have a debate with me on here.
Yeah, we can have a little chat with them. You know what I mean?
Debate
We
them
can
as
talk
well.
about corruption. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The first
corruption.
word, corruption. What do you think about corruption? You say these things to them, Foss. When someone says to you corruption, what do you think about that? What comes in your head? What's the first thing?
They'd be confused. They'd be confused. They've been living the high life for all this time. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Let's bring them on for a political discussion.
That's the first thing I'm going to say. What does corruption mean to you? I'm just saying. Money laundering. Is anything like that coming past your... You know what I mean?
All right, guys. We're done. We're done out here. We're done. Great show, guys. Great show.